So
I want to just respond to that very.
I don't know why he's trying to cut in line like that. That ain't cool, man.
No, he's right. He's right because you are going to have a whole submission, Sankara.
Yeah.
To be fair,
third position.
All right, so it looks like it's Brother Corey, but for everybody in the audience, though, there was no denial that part of this quote unquote conquest or part of this reality for many Zionists is they believe from the Euphrates to the Nile. This is their land.
Why are you calling me a Zionist, though? Why I gotta be a Zionist? I'm just a Jew.
Wait, do you believe there's a difference between a Zionist and a Jewish person, or do you think they're synonymous?
I'm saying I believe in the Torah, and that's what the Torah says, like Yoshi just said. So, I mean, the Zionist thing is a new topic. This is what the Torah has commanded. This is what was said to Moses. This is why Yeshua, when they came into the land of Israel, that's why they wiped everybody out that was in the land. Right?
Okay, got you. So you don't want to be considered a Zionist. I got you.
I'm just saying, just call me what I am. I mean, I don't need it. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, can I ask you or something?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. And trust me, Mixed, you could rebut, right? But because what, I've heard somebody being called anti-Semitic because they crumbled Jewishness, Judaism and Zionism together, being a Jewish person versus a Zionist. They think that these people are completely different. And it's anti-Semitic to say that they're all the same. So you're a rabbi. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Do you believe that being a Jewish person and a Zionist are the same or no?
What is a Zionist to you?
As Hydro Mayor, spelled Hago Mayor, excuse me, Jo Mayor, Meier. He says that Zionism is theft. He says Zionism is lies. He says Zionism is deceit. And this is a strong brother, Jewish brother that went through like the Holocaust. And he makes a stark difference between Zionism and being a Jewish person and Judaism. He thinks that they're completely different. He says that their Zionism is the extreme sect of Judaism.
It's not even in Judaism. It's not a thing. It's not allowed. Yeah, Zionism is a thing.
It's a religion.
Zionism in the form. Hold on, guys.
All right. Wait, no. I think I answered the question the way Hydro Mayor, basically answered that question. So, that's my take. Black.
Hey, yo, Lazo, this REO, put me in the queue, please. Thank you.
I got you, bro. Black. Do you disagree with that? Like, for instance, Daniela Weiss would be considered a Zionist, and she'll tell you that she's a Zionist, a proud Zionist.
Can I?
And she says that she's a settler.
Can I attempt to put some of this in context?
I got you, Yoshi, but I just want to be fair to Corey and Mixed, because Mixed wanted a quick rebuttal.
Corey has been quite patient and reserved and hasn't come off the mic.
No, but it's been an hour though. It's been an hour.
I understand, and I'm not trying to superimpose. It's just when you have specific questions.
Kind of got here, Yoshi, but the reality is, bro, a lot of folks been waiting, like myself. I've been real good, all right, Lonzo?
Respect.
This is the best remix has ever been. I'm actually surprised.
So,
yeah.
Yoshi and
Mixed, go ahead. You wanted to you want to make a counter?
After Mixed, we got Corey, right? And
yes, absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, I guess I would like to comment on the strangeness of Rabbi's claim that he should not be considered a Zionist because he thought that he was discussing his Jewish identity, and then being presented with a particularly extremist person that identifies as a Zionist, and then not using her definition or the rabbi's definition, put a third definition to explain that that is what Zionism should mean to both the extremist woman and the rabbi in front of us, none of which really answers the question as to why you're calling him a Zionist when you were discussing Judaism.
Well said, brother. I picked that up as well.
Can I speak next, or is there a different queue?
JJ, did you want to rebut, or is there?
Yeah, I just want to give a note on what Zionism means. I think I'm Jewish. I was raised anti-Zionist by my grandparents, parents, rabbi, my synagogue at large, Reform Judaism synagogue. So that's my background. But Zionism means a lot of different things, a lot of different contexts. There are strictly religious Zionists who disagree with the state of Israel. They think that Jews should all return to, quote unquote, our homeland once Messiah returns. A lot of those Hasidic groups are explicitly anti-Israel. So anyone who says to be Jewish is to be Zionist either doesn't know or is lying. Like, it's just not true. Or I would include is heavily propagandized, because Israel has launched a massive campaign, a propaganda campaign, to equate Judaism with Zionism, and it's just not true. And anyone who repeats that is assisting in that lie. So please don't repeat that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, JJ. And you know, it's so crazy. Even in America, there was a piece of legislation that was introduced to where basically trying to call anti-Zionism, or trying to mix that with anti-Semitism. Forget the name of the exact bill, but
I put the bill in the chat. I put the bill in the chat, and it wasn't just introduced; it was passed.
Oh my God!
It was passed by the House. It was passed by the House.
Yeah, and even more so than that, Israel, the state of Israel, just passed a legislation not only counseling Al Jazeera. You cannot report any news coming up out of there that do not go through the security services of the country. So it's a police state there, but we should not conflate this one main important point. And that is, there has to be an acknowledgement that you cannot do this cognitive dissonance to speak of Judaism as a religion and a bloodline and then dismiss them at the same time, meaning that the people who converted to Judaism do not become the architects on how it is formulated, i.e. the Ashkenazi Jewish folks there. The European Jews are not the bloodline of Abraham. Now that goes to Mr. Black Rabbi and Mr. Yoshi, who try to represent Black theology with European educators. So now the so-called African American, if it's not a Ben Amin, a Noble Jew Ali, or Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or a Nat Turner, we don't care about no Eurocentric views on Christianity, Islam, nor Judaism, just for the record there. And it has been a fact that from Dr. King up until Farrakhan and everything in between has supported the plight of the Palestinian people because of the similarities of what goes on. Number one, we are in a land that was taken over by a colonizer and then want to represent the identity of the people who they have taken over. Then number two, we just seen this bill that was just mentioned that anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism is now one and the same. And yet here these people here, when you said, Brother Mr. Black, that African Americans suffered 100 times what the Palestinians suffered, then you would have to say that would go likewise for the so-called African Americans, because the Jewish folks only claim a decade when we claim 4 centuries of suffering. And that being said, to go further on the line, that they are not of that, according to the book, that you would not be able to number the seed of Abraham. So them European Jews can be original just based on that book alone. But then also, as the Palestinian brother had mentioned, that the promised land was supposed to belong to an enslaved people. There was never no point in history where there was no 400 years of slavery in the state of Egypt. But then when we going outside the scripture, and while Sadat said that the Jews would never be accepted because they left black and came back white, that's outside of scripture. Just to break it down, those Revelations 2:9, when it says, I know your patience with them blasphemy with those who say they are Jews and are not. But are of the synagogue of Satan. I'm butchering the quote, but you can get it in Revelations 2:9 there. Now, and also, but it talks about a people that deceiveth the whole world. So now you have a legislation outside and inside of America that is controlling information so you can control perspective. And then when you're talking to a people who don't have an anti-black bill right now, and the Jews are the architect of the transatlantic slave trade, and at the same time, the damn German soldiers that was Nazi got treated better than the U.S. soldiers that was fighting on behalf of that. So now y'all got us mixed up with birds of a feather flock together. A colonizer right here being the number one protector of the colonizer over there. No. You don't get to represent American so-called brothers because your ideology do not come from us. Your ideology comes from my oppressor. I'm going to land with this right here. You know, the Nation of Islam put a $5 billion lawsuit proving and showing that the ADL and the, I think it's a Simon Wiesenthal Center are quasi-governments and they run the government. And thus, when Al Green, Al Black said that TikTok was a problem, look at that, less than a year span time. So when they've got a ban against TikTok. So when the book of Psalms said that Satan framed mischief through law, well, now we are making the scriptures practical, not nothing abstract only there. When the same police that mistreat us is doing the same thing that is happening to them Palestinians and they're trained by the IDF. I'm talking about United States law enforcement from the Secret Service on down. No, you do not get to represent us with that bougie nonsense there about us being Jewish, but you got a European that converted to Judaism and then misrepresented, and they rely more so on the Talmud than they do on the Torah. Otherwise, there would be no such thing as gay parade in the state of Israel if it was based off of religion. And not a democracy.
All right.
And there's only two countries that is a theocracy: Iran and Rome. So one claiming the head of Christendom and one claiming to be Islam. But then where's the Judaism version of a theocracy being practiced? And they're saying that so-called the state of Israel is the number one democracy in the land. But now they just infringed on your expression, which they would take your device that you're showing some misdeeds, and then they would label you whatever they want to label you, terrorist or whatever. They just passed that law. So you got an outside and inside. No, sir, you don't represent us.
Can I respond?
All right. Well, hold on. I allowed so much time because he definitely got, spoken over. So that's why I made sure that I didn't, come off mute at all. Because he was waiting for like over an hour to speak. Thank you for your submission, Corey. I'm sure you're going to get some pushback. But maybe is it fair to just like, just let that breathe?
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
That's clubhouse, Lonzo. You can't really let too much breathe. Just you might as well open the floodgates for response.
Lonzo, move to the next person, please.
Yeah,
I just
We
got
don't
quick
need a
response.
response.
Lonzo, I'd like to. Yeah, we're going to the next person.
We've heard enough from Black.
Yeah, Lonzo, let it move on because
Hey.
it would actually to correct his errors, and I'm not interested in blessing him.
We've heard from you.
Hey, I ain't heard shit from him. Goddamn, hold on now. Shit.
If I could be.
No, probably G, it's been going on for like hours. I was actually about to close the room. But I just want to kind of like let everybody speak one more time.
But Lonzo, I just want to know one thing. I want Corey to reveal his true identity.
Hold up.
I know he's KRS-One.
Rabbi.
He's KRS-One.
Hold up, Rabbi.
He's not KRS-One, bro.
Hold up.
All right, go ahead.
It's on me,
ahead.
Hey, Lonzo, you said I could.
Hold up, Ariel.
No, I got you, Ariel. I got you. You and
Sankara for now.
Sankara's not your turn, bro. You know damn well it's not your turn, Sank.
Calm down.
I'm Carl,
Whose turn is it, Lonzo?
I got you. No, it's Remus and then Sankara, and then it's McZed, then Ariel, if I'm correct.
Exactly.
Place me back in the queue, if you would, Lonzo.
I got you.
You conclude the room.
I got you.
Okay. Good stuff. Great room today, Lonzo. Best room I've been in with you yet, and that's saying a lot. Let me say this. Now, I just want everybody to take note of people that are born like in California and how they call themselves the Black Rabbi, and they actually post up in Israel. Just state the obvious. Just understand there's no way they can be objective. Just understand that. They cannot be unbiased. It's impossible for them to stay alive in that extreme reality. So they got to come with the talking points of, they grew up with in Christianity and all the things that free Black people in America or anywhere on this planet. Just wanted to make that observation as you listen to this justification. And my man went on to say, well, there's no such thing as any, what did he say? I'm going to get the right words about Judaism. There's no negative in a nutshell. There's absolutely nobody, nowhere, not even Daniela Weiss, who we never heard of. Funny enough, but outside of Jerusalem, people know of her, or not Jerusalem, but Israel. But he's there, but never heard of her. But what I'm just saying is that this mindset, whether you call it from the river to the sea, or what did Daniela we say from this side to that side? I don't know her words, but it sounds very similar. Yeah, it sounds very similar from a distance. It's just a matter of almost damn near like red or blue. One of them wants to win the whole thing, but only one of them is influencing America politics. Just wanted to peep that. As we jump out, as I leave. Thank you, Lonzo. Look forward to you.
Man, Biden got $11 million from AIPAC.
Thank you. It's on me.
It tells you everything you need to know. They're not even registered as a foreign
loan. Right. Wait. Hold on the left now. Just for shits. Now look, we can't say. Now that kind of like makes a half truth, because we know that AIPAC is a bipartisan donor. So Biden ain't the only person who got money, nor the Democrats. Trump got a whole heap of goddamn money as well, and will get money from AIPAC and AIPAC sources as well. So let's just keep that line.
Yeah, but that doesn't
change.
Okay. Thank you. All right, who's next?
Special interests.
That's
the whole point.
Sakara, go ahead. Okay, great. So there are two propagandists on the stage, and you can hear what they have said for yourself, that these are very dangerous people for peace in the world, where they come with such an expansive mindset of the lands of other people that they are going to take over. Because why? Their God told them that. I show up at your house and tell you that my God has given me your house, your wife, your children. What do you say to that? And some human beings are giving expression to that, to the extent that they said the suffering of the other people is inconsequential. They're feeling, a little bit of discomfort because right now it's not going quite as they want. But this is what God is asking us to do, and we will do it. And where have we heard that before? We've heard it from Netanyahu in his instructions to the IDF soldiers about Amalek to go and wipe out those people. And these same people on this stage will tell us that, it's not a genocidal mentality. We have heard from the government of Israel itself in terms of how they view other people and what they seek to do to them in their attempts to take over their lands. To my mind, that is why the current government in Israel and all of the individuals who have this same mindset are not only a danger to the world, they are actually the biggest danger to Israelis all over the world, to Jewish people all over the world. Because this mission that they have, one is impossible to achieve. And so therefore, in the pursuit of it, they will create chaos all over the world. Yes, I think people need to respect themselves and respect other people and respect the rights of other people to live in their land in peace and not be subject to the racism of your God. Yes?
This is God's land, and we've all gone astray. We've all gone astray, and this is the end time prophet.
Hey, Warren, just for shits and giggles, and I like a good troll, right? Here and there. If this is a troll that you're doing, it's actually kind of weird and funny at the same time, because you went very, very religious, and then you kind of like shifted to like you shifted here and there. So Is this your trolling tactic? I mean, it's kind of impressive actually. If it is, are you trolling?
Oh, am I allowed to speak now?
No, just a quick question. No, quick question. Right?
I've been in Zoom for over like 2 hours and you're giving me one word the whole time. You know, you're allowed to have monologues and not discussions.
No.
Really
I was just asking if you were trolling. That's it. Yes or no?
Oh, you didn't want the truth, though. You didn't want the spirit behind the fact.
No,
Okay.
I didn't want the other stuff aside from the answer. Are you trolling?
Obviously, he's not trolling.
Actually, if he is asking if you're trolling or not, I think he is asking for the spirit behind the quote unquote facts in that scenario. Just kind of tossing that out there.
Everything he said was facts. What do you mean?
Okay, I'm just giving an objective.
All right. Because no, just kidding. All right. So who's next? It was.
If you really give me a platform to speak for a few seconds, I'd love to. If not, I'll just keep chatting again.
Go ahead, bro. I really appreciate your troll technique.
All I was trying to say is that, listen, God is a spirit. Those who worship God must worship in spirit and in truth. A lot of people I've noticed in this group is they have a search for knowledge, but not knowledge being applied. You can read a book, but you have to understand the spirit behind why the book was written. There's a law, but there's a spirit behind why a law is commanded. And what we're seeing being played out is that everybody's talking about groups of people, Zionists, Israelites, this and that. This is about sin, and this is about God and end-time prophecy, God's ultimate plan to redeem mankind, redeem the world from its own self. And if you can't see that, then, Jesus Christ came and said, one cannot see the kingdom of God unless he is born again. What is he saying? He's saying the kingdom of God is already here. But if you can't see it being played out, it's because you're not born again. You're seeking your own self-righteousness. You're not through your own works.
All right. Real quick, Warren, do you believe that Jesus is born to a Roman soldier and of a prostitute, Jewish woman?
You asked me this before. I said it was absolutely ludicrous. Whether you believe me when I said it, I don't know. Obviously, I don't believe that. Jesus was born of the Holy Spirit. No Father. His Father is the Lord, and he is one with the Lord. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. How could a God who made creation step into creation if he stands outside of creation?
No, I got you. He's a vessel. I got you. Now, let me ask you this question. Do you believe that some of the defeats that Jesus was doing, do you think that was just witchcraft, that was just magic, or do you think that was a power from his or her father, God?
God giving him power.
Wait. This.
Jesus denounced witchcraft. God denounces witchcraft, and everything he does nothing apart from what the Father tells him. So he was always aligned with the will of the Father, because he was the Father of one.
No, I got you. Now, lastly, in the Torah, it said that when the Messiah comes, that every Jewish person will receive about 2,800 slaves.
No, it does not. It's not say that anywhere in the Torah.
That is not in the Torah.
Wait. You talking about? Wait, hold on.
Yes,
Hey, Brother Black, Brother Black, are you there?
I think you
Damn
need
it.
Talmud.
And that's, give me. Yeah, Talmud. So Warren.
Where does it say that in the Talmud?
So listen to me. You asked me about Jesus doing witchcraft, yet you're reading the Talmud, which is written by a...
Hold on. I'm asking you a question. Do you believe now when the Messiah comes, right? Will you willingly be one of the 2,800?
I'll be coming back. But in the clouds with my Lord.
All right. Okay. All right. So I guess your Lord would be. No, he has none. All right. So I think it's. I think the mic was it. Was it on brother? Was it on brother McZed? Did he leave? Uh, Give me 1 second. I don't think JJ spoke, and I got you in there.
Oh, no, I spoke. I was talking about how there's a lot of different Zionisms. Some of them are anti-state of Israel, some of which are pro-state of Israel, some of which are totally compatible with Palestinians and Jews sharing the land, and Muslims and Christians. So it's just a really long history of different thoughts on this topic, and the most recent one is trying to not only hijack the entirety of the debates around Zionism that has happened for thousands of years, but the modern political concept of Zionism is trying to hijack all of Judaism. That was my point, but I'm happy to say it.
No copy now, because I think I read a comment from Goat where he said that there's not multiple Zionisms. There's just one. Goat, did you want to elaborate on that? Goat, are you there?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was there. Yeah, there's this thing that's going on that a lot of people. Good afternoon, good room, enjoying up all over. There's this thing going on where people are trying to do this. I don't know why. I have to figure it out. But like, there are multiple kinds of Zionism. There are multiple kinds of X. There's a basic definition of Zionism.
Would you mind giving it, Goat? Would you mind giving the definition?
It's the one we all know. I'm not going to give it.
What is the definition?
Whatever people think it is, that's what it is. There is one.
I don't think there is one.
Okay. And then I didn't interrupt you. And then it's methodologies, its aims, what it might look like differs. But there is a definition of Zionism. And there's this thing where people are trying to say, there's religious Zionism and political Zionism and cultural Zionism. And I look at I looked at his link and labor Zionism and diasporic Zionism. They all involve resettlement and sovereignty. All of them.
They don't involve sovereignty. I'll just say that.
They do. They all do. How do they not involve sovereignty?
I don't want to interrupt you, but would you mind if I offered a point of...
How do they not involve sovereignty? That's my question.
So the link that I sent you, and this is, I think, the first point where you didn't get what I was trying to say. That link was supporting my argument that there are, even within modern sovereignty, like modern statehood Zionism, like political Zionism, there are many different versions of that. That is the link that I sent you. Apart from that, there are also versions of Zionism that don't involve statehood necessarily. I mean, statehood is wait, hang on. Sorry, I know I interrupted. Let me just finish this. Like, statehood is a pretty modern concept. The ideas and arguments and whatever debate around Zionism within Judaism has lasted for thousands of years. That's mostly what I'm trying to communicate. Like, there's a lot of Zionism that predates even the advent of modern statehood. They don't all involve sovereignty or kingdoms.
Name them.
Name them. I mean, religious.
Yes.
So okay. If we're trying to like define Zionism, which you didn't want to do, I'll try to define. If there's a single definition of Zionism that we could try to give, I would name that as Jews living in the land in safety. Like, that is the most fundamental Zionist kind of whatever golden star, right? There's many different ideas on how to do that or what that might look like. Some of them are exclusive, military, authoritarian, dictatorial, apartheid states.
Living in what land?
So living in the current Levantine region that encompasses Palestine right now.
So there is a geographic location.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yeah. And if they can live safely, but like undercover, like if they're hiding, and instead of Mueller, they take the name Miller, and instead of Goldstein, they become Gold. Instead of
where are you going with this?
Whatever. Just go with me. Does that count as Zionism as long as they're safe?
I think living and hiding wouldn't be compatible with being safe.
Oh, okay. So they should have an active role in the governance of the place.
Sure, but I think
it would be their place. And it would be their place. They would be in charge of it.
No. This is where you're starting to lose me. No,
that's what I'm asking.
Not necessarily.
Okay. So in America, the Jewish persons that live here in safety, that's a form of Zionism, like the governor of Pennsylvania. He's a Zionist because he's living in safety in Pennsylvania.
About? No,
Exactly.
I located it geographically already. Go ahead, I know what you want.
And so Zionism can exist if Muslims are the head of state and run it as long as the Jews are safe in that region. Which form of Zionism allows for Muslim rule?
I have talked to some Jews who are, anti-apartheid, anti-Zionist Jews who describe their version as an international territory of some kind, where Jews, Christians, and Muslims co-govern, cohabitate peacefully.
Okay, so I didn't say apartheid. What I'm trying to show,
I know. What I'm trying to say to you is it doesn't necessarily need governmental, it's a Jewish state. This idea of Zionism. Also, just to reframe, Zionism existed before the advent of statehood. So even discussions of how to govern this territory is more of a modern discussion.
I know, that's why I said settlement and sovereignty, because sovereignty has been with us for as long as we've had political communities. According to political philosophers, they come out of the so-called state of nature, which of course is a heuristic. I mean, the leftists, online leftists, can gaslight us. Woke tried this the other day. We started screaming at each other because they want to separate political Zionism from religious Zionism, from cultural Zionism. I'll go ahead and mute up. God bless you. God bless you. I've got from woke Zionism. The point is, the parameters, the basics are the same, just like in democracy. Democracy could take several shapes, right? But consent of the government is at the core of it. You can't have democracy without consent of the government. That's it. You can't have Zionism without three things. It has a basic definition, but its methodologies, its aims, and its ends can be different. Now, I said in the chat that it goes back to the Torah, and this person laughed at me. Why don't we ask a black rabbi? Why don't we get El Normo in here and others ask? I read on this extensively. Of course, Zionists trace back their Zionism to the Torah. It does not begin where everybody here begins. Theodore Hertz is like a bunch of black people heard about Theodore Hertz for the first time. I know all about Zionism because I've read the Wikipedia page. It goes back to the Torah, its foundational book itself. Y'all keep being gaslit and manipulated by the misinformation by these wokes. They're lying to you because what it is at the end of the day, I'm just gonna be very honest. They're Zionists, but because being a Zionist is so tainted, they're trying to find ways, along with everybody else, of separating themselves from the taintedness. So they think, well, there's a different. Go ahead, brother. I didn't say you. I didn't say you. Go ahead and say I didn't interrupt you one time. There's different types of Zionism. There's a whole different type. And what we're saying from Bibi Netanyahu isn't the Zionism that I believe in. I believe in another form of Zionism, which involves the coexistence of the Muslim and the Jew and the Christian and the atheist and the Jainist and the Taoist and the Confucius and the Buddhist. That's my form of Zionism, what they're doing in Israel. But here's the thing. It's Zionism nonetheless. But the signifier of the word is so tainted, they have to back off of it. Y'all can gaslight these other people all you want. Just come out and say you are a Zionist and then deal with it. I'm going to give you an article about diasporic Zionism. What the fuck is that? Diasporic Zionism. Go back and read your link, JJ. All of them involved, and I'll be done after this. Settlement and sovereignty in that area. God bless.
It's Tuesday, May
6th. Yeah, El Normo was here. El Normo, not to.
This is working hours. If he ain't on vacation, he's on
Go back to the Torah, El Normo.
Of course, we just had Passover. What was going on there?
I don't know, El Normo. I'm being gaslit here, El Normo.
It goes back to the expulsion by the Romans. Once that started, it was the recreation and bringing our people back.
Okay, that's fine. But the point was, y'all can have debate on that. But the point was, well, this thing that we have here began in the 19th century. Please. I'm not a Jew, but I did used to hang out at Baltimore Hebrew congregation a lot. Shout out. Well, I can't tell you why. That's a different discussion. Maybe in a public room later. But one thing I know from my reading is that it's a lot older than people think. And when people try to disarticulate, well, there's different types of Zionism. And this Zionism, y'all can get gaslit all you want, but it's not true. God bless you all.
I mean, that's one of the things I was saying, is that this debate's been happening for thousands of years. There are newer and older versions of Zionism. Modern political Zionism, so-called because it is relatively new, occurred with the advent of modern political nation statehood. So you can argue with yourself all you want.
I agree. I said there are different elaborate. Wait a second. Now you're actually gaslighting. I said there's a basic definition of Zionism, but its methods, elaborations, and ways of doing things may be distinct. But there is a basic definition, and it's grounded in my reading in the Torah. You disagreed and laughed and said it wasn't in the Torah. That's what you did.
I did not disagree that it was in the Torah. No, I didn't disagree that it was in the Torah. Sorry, I just didn't. Well, okay, I agree now. Yeah, I changed my mind magically in the last 30 seconds. Of course it's in the Torah. Come on, 2,000 years. What do you think that argument was based around? Like, come on, go.
Okay, so shall I screenshot where you said, go, where is it in the Torah in all caps and put the laughing emoji? Now you're gaslighting.
No. What I'm trying to say is which definition was, not that it wasn't in the Torah, which definition was in the Torah. It's the same request I made when I came on stage.
I'll go back.
What is your singular?
So
good. It's the same request I made when I came on stage. What is your definition?
These woke online leftists.
Oh my God! You can't even have
are so interested in separating themselves from the normals of the world that they're just lying.
Do you still think I'm a Zionist? You're a secret Zionist somehow?
JJ, let me go on. I won't be very long at all. You said which version?
Norm, you know my one Clubhouse rule. I don't engage with you. I don't think it's ever.
That's your one rule? You did for a second. You don't have to engage. I'm just going to answer your question. So there is, Jews predate this idea of religion. We don't see ourselves as just a religion. We're a community, we're a nation, we're a family, we're a tribe. And our constitution is the Torah. So it's not, the idea of religion.
Wait, hold on. You said Jews predate the idea of religion as if they weren't. So you don't believe there were religions prior to Judaism?
I'm not even addressing that. I'm defining Jews. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about us.
The idea of some religions.
The word itself. The word
not
religion. Not your religion, the word religion.
Well,
we existed before.
It's not ancient language.
That's correct.
So
and the idea of religion is not an ancient idea. It was more nationality. It was community. It was tribe. It was family. That's where we come from. That's who we are. Before there was such a thing as race or Europe or white or black, we were a nation, a people, a community, and a tribe. So you can't really separate the Torah from the Jewish people, even if they're not observant Jews. They're still integrated with the Torah. Almost every Jew you've ever heard of celebrates this Passover Seder, the story of our liberation from the Egyptians. That's every Jew on the planet. They even have these communist Jews who celebrate Seders. You know, the gay Jews have Seder. There's a gay synagogue in New York, but we're all Jews. It's not strictly a religious thing. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes.
The ways to find you're using with the word.
You guys are following your book. I'll take you there if you want. That's the point. That's the point I'm making.
What are you calling it? Spirituality? Are you trying to say it's not?
No, it's an identity. I keep saying it over and over. It's an identity. It's a tribe. It's a community. It's a family.
Right.
It's a nation.
The supreme being that gave you land. So you have to explain to us.
I'm not. That's not the basis of the claim. The supreme being that gave us the land. The basis
why else
of
would you have any claim there? Why else would you even remotely belong there?
Say again?
Yeah. Well, why else would that land matter to you if it was not sacred? And if it's sacred,
I didn't say it wasn't sacred.
Okay, so it is sacred to you, right? Correct? That land,
yes, because of our connection to. Of course, it is sacred.
Right? Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why? In case
because of our history. And our community and our eternal longing to live there safely and securely,
right,
and to have self-determination.
Well, we all know Jews did not spring up out of the soil from that land. We know they're not indigenous to that land, but why?
We know that we are indigenous to the land. Actually, I dispute that, and that was acknowledged.
Yeah, the Canaanites.
The Canaanites are gone. I don't dispute that they exist, but there's
no. Native Americans, we don't say that blacks in Europe, like America, belongs to blacks in Europe just because the Native Americans are practicing.
Blacks in Europe?
blacks and Europeans, we don't say that America belongs to us because the Native Americans got wiped out. That's not a true identity. So are you saying that
the basis of my claim is not that the Canaanites were wiped out. The basis of my claim is indigeneity.
Well, the Old Testament says
and they were there
the Old Testament
before you.
says Moses and
they don't exist anymore.
Right. The Old Testament says that Yahweh declared Moses to wipe out the indigenous inhabitants, the Canaanites, and then gave you all the Holy Land. That's what the Old Testament says. So
well, we don't have an Old Testament. We have a Torah, but it does say something like what you said.
The Deuteronomy, right? Torah. The book of Deuteronomy says that God ordained that land for you because of whatever reason, right? It doesn't matter. But all we know is you can't say that you're indigenous to the land if your so-called holy book doesn't even say that you're.
So how much? Like you said, like people don't spring up from land. So how much dwelling in the land makes you indigenous? And that's a fair question. I would say I would say 3,500. I would say 3,500 years qualifies as indigeneity.
Right. So you just made that's fine. Even though let's accept that answer, right? Let's just have this conversation.
Yes.
But that would be your opinion. Okay, you can't take that as an objective fact. You can't take that as something that
we could discuss the objective fact.
If I can finish answering, no one else has to accept what you just said. And the issue is actions have happened, right? Land, people have been imposed on land as if.
How would you define indigeneity? What's your counter to my claim?
That's a separate point, right?
So you don't dispute our indigeneity.
If I can finish, right? The main point is you haven't proven your indigeneity. What you provided was a description on why you should be considered.
I gave you evidence.
That's not the same as you actually proving that you're indigenous.
So archaeological facts.
We don't talk about proof in a scientific question. We talk about accumulating evidence. So we have a lot of evidence for it. You can evaluate that evidence. You can dispute it, but the evidence is there. The archaeology, the anthropology, the genetic genealogy, the history, all of this stuff is more than overwhelming evidence for our indigeneity.
Not the Jews that are coming to Israel now. A lot of them
all Jews. All Jews.
No, not all. So
yes.
all Jews are
they're in Europe. They're in Europe. They're in Egypt. They're in India. They're in China.
The European Jews
they're from European. They're from
right because they were descendants. They were descendants of those kicked out of Israel by the Romans after the Bar Kokhba revolt in 134 AD.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we still came from Israel. And by the way,
your blood does not come. You're not.
Yeah, I have the study. I have the DNA
study. They don't come from the lineage of Abraham. They don't come from Isaac.
Forgive me. We have the genetic study. I'll give you the facts. There were 600 Abrahams. Of those 600, 100 were what we now identify as Ashkenazi. That's your answer. It's a scientific answer. All the way back to the original. How did we do it? From Y DNA. There's a study called the Azotenu.
Ashkenazi Jews are not. They have no lineage.
All the way back to Abraham.
In the land of Palestine.
All the way back to Abraham.
You do realize that Abraham's not a proven. You do realize Abraham's not an objective historical figure. You do realize.
We're using this as at the 600 sort of founding men of Judaism. That's who I'm calling Abraham.
Right, but the rest of the world does not accept Abraham as this objective human being that existed. Right, you do realize.
I said, I'm using him to stand for the 600 originators of Judaism, not the Abraham of the.
I understand Abraham, then Isaac, and then you got Jacob, and then you got Judah. I understand the lineage, but the point I'm trying to say is as the European Jews, I forget the terminology.
You keep saying European Jews like we're different from any other Jews.
There's a difference.
No, we're not different.
There's a difference.
That's why you can't do any DNA test right now in Israel.
We do DNA tests in Israel. I have my DNA test. We all have our DNA. It's not everybody can do their DNA test. And by the way, Israelis don't have to stay in Israel. Everybody on the planet can do a DNA test for $56.
There's what you call Brazilian Jews.
There's Persian Jews. Sure. Persian Jews, obviously.
So all of their bloods, you say because they identify as a Jew, all of their bloods go back to the.
Yes. Do you want a brief history on that?
Yes.
You want a brief history on that?
Yes, I do. Yes, that is a fact. What you just said.
So how about the Ethiopian Jew?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
They go back to. So how about the African Americans that say I'm a Jew? So their blood goes back to
What do you mean they say they're a Jew? You don't just say you're a Jew. You have to be a Jew. And there's a number of criteria.
So the Ethiopian Jews that say they're a Jew, Their blood, they're Semite. You're saying, right?
Well, Semite means you speak a Semitic language. They speak Amharic, so that's a Semitic language. As is Arabic, Aramaic, Hebrew, Phoenician. Those are the Semitic languages.
Yeah, I know it's a Semitic language. They're Habish. Some of them are Habish also. They're from Ethiopia. But are you telling me that their blood, right, even though it's proven in history that they've been in Ethiopia for centuries, that's where they originated from, because they're Cushitic people. Are you telling me that their blood, right, is the exact same as the Canaanites that come from?
I don't say anybody is the exact same. That's an imprecise statement. I'm saying that all of us.
I'm trying to say, man. Huh? The European Jews, the white Jews from Europe.
We don't see ourselves as white Jews. It's a misidentification.
When the Romans scattered the Jews.
Hang on a second, Yaakov. White is a misidentification. We don't see ourselves as white Jews. We don't call ourselves white Jews. Then we might look like it to you, but if you look at the people who've been in the land the entire, the Yemenites, the Syrians, the Egyptians, we all look the same. You couldn't tell.
The Yemen people look like Arabs. Syrians look like Arab. They all look Arab.
There's no racial difference. There's no racial difference between an Arab and a Jew. There is no racial difference between an Arab and a Jew.
Hey guys, we were actually doing amazing. I'm actually working out, and I'm actually listening to this great conversation. But could we keep it to like one or two people speaking from time to time? Because what happens is when 3, 4, 5 people start speaking, it just makes it unbearable.
Can I have an exchange with Norm just briefly?
Yeah.
Let me interject for a second, Lonzo.
So Norm, can I ask you a question? Are there black Jews?
Of course there are. Self-identified.
Okay,
Self-identified.
Many black Jews.
Good. Are there Chinese Jews?
Yes.
Self-identified.
Are there Indian Jews?
Yes, 3 cities.
Great.
Self-identified.
Cool. That's good. Are there Arab Jews?
No, not really. I mean, there are Jews who've been in Arab lands.
There's Mizrahi Jews that live in Arab lands.
Cool. We'll call Mizrahi Arab Jews. That's fine. Are there white Jews?
No.
Oh, there are no white Jews, but there's
it's not a category. It's not a meaningful category. No, you're laughing out of nervousness. You're laughing out of nervousness. Okay.
No.
Give me a second. Just for the people in the audience, right? Like, I'm sure like some people find it like unbelievable when they hear these things, right? Because I think I've asked this question.
It's only because they're ignorant, Lonzo. That's all.
No, but this is a place where we can learn, though, right? So,
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody's getting a chance to speak. Nobody's getting disrespected. Everybody's learning, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing. All right, so if they are, in fact, black Jews, whether self-proclaimed or not, Asian Jews.
By the way, the black Jews in America, they've converted. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it could be by force, right?
Yeah.
I mean, slavery
I don't think so. No. I don't know of any cases like that. I pray with many black Jews that nobody's been forced. It's by choice.
Sephardic Jews from Jamaica who from Spain into Jamaica and the islands in the Caribbean.
Yeah, Suriname, the Confederate South,
into the U.S. So there are black
Suriname.
I've never heard of anybody being forced converted to Judaism.
No.
Hard.
Wait. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
We're being honest. I call them Jews by choice.
But hold on. No, because there was a little something different during the transatlantic slave trade.
Well, nobody was forcibly converted to Judaism during the transatlantic slave trade, Lonzo.
Well,
that would be absurd.
Well,
Christianity, yes. Judaism, no.
No, I wouldn't say that, right? Because, during slavery, right, in places like Jamaica and Suriname in the Confederate South, extremely brutal places, right? To where many Jewish people, held, enslaved Africans.
Actually,
right?
That's not true. That's false. We've looked into it. The American Historical Society is very clear on this. This is a false story. This is a lie.
All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. When you look up folks like Aaron Lopez,
well, everybody can name. Yeah, you can name a black person who held slaves, a Jewish person who held slaves, a Christian person.
Yeah, but I'm talking about boats, many, like 37 from from the no wait.
Definitely false, Lonzo. Definitely
Wait, do you want me to put that in the chat?
Well, you've tried before and failed. It's not even worth discussing. It's just false. But let's keep
Well,
going.
this
We were
is
talking
from, like,
about
a
something
Jewish-
meaningful.
This is from Jewish historians.
I'm sure you think that's true, Lonzo. And you said it before. It's not even worth discussing. It's been disputed.
Wait, time out. Everybody look up Aaron Lopez. And give me 1 second. One second. I promise you, bro. I'll let you land because you're gonna have a back and forth with JJ.
Well, I'm sure you can name a Jew who owned slaves, and you can name a black person who owned slaves.
Wait,
you can name Africans who owned slaves.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't the same thing. In the Confederate South, right?
Slavery was a worldwide cancer. Nobody is immune from it. Every continent has enslaved people. Africa.
Some people fought for it. Some people fought against.
For sure, we agree with.
Wait a minute. Norm, I mean, let's be real, bro. I mean, look, we go back and forth from time to time.
I'm being very real with you.
All right, but just hear me out. Look, I mean, we're we go back and forth from time to time, but this is not one of those spaces where we're gonna go back and forth, right?
Well, okay, I can go if we're done. I don't mind leaving.
Right. No, a fact is a fact, right?
A fact is a fact. Yes.
Right. So folks like Judah P. Benjamin exist.
Yes, you can name a person, a Jewish person who owned slaves, of course, and you can name black people who owned slaves.
Right.
You can name Chinese people who owned slaves.
Right. Okay. Hold on. But you said that when I initially brought that up, you said no. The Jewish scholars said otherwise, that this didn't happen. But then when I started bringing up people like Aaron Lopez,
what I said, Lonzo, is the idea the Jews were disproportionately, say, more than black folks or more than Africans responsible for the slave trade is a lie, and it's been debunked many times. Of any category of human. Like every.
No, I got it. I'm not saying disproportionately.
Wait, I didn't finish.
Disproportionately.
Hang on. Of any category of person who would like the Dutch, the Spanish, African folks, Portuguese folks, the English folks, Jews were at the bottom of the list in terms of their participation.
Hey, Norm. Would that include the financing of ships?
100%. The least involved of any group.
They were the least involved in the financing of the ships.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. And then also too, right, when you look at some of these Portuguese, right, sadly, when I look at my DMA, I see that, I'm of a percentage or 3% sadly.
Why is it sadly? It's who you are.
No, it's sadly.
Why is it sadly?
Right. There's trauma behind that, right?
There's trauma in the past, but you didn't have a trauma. And by the way, since you're looking at your DNA, I'm sure it does not say that you were Jewish.
You don't know my DNA.
Let's be honest. I'm asking you. I'm quite sure.
Hold on.
Tell the truth now.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Is there a thing? Do Sephardic Portuguese people exist?
Lonzo, I asked you, does your DNA say you're Jewish? Be honest.
Hold on.
Don't change the subject. Don't run away from this, Lonzo.
Hold on. Do Sephardic Portuguese
I'll answer your question
exist?
after you answer mine. Does it say that you're Jewish? You said Portuguese. Does it say Jewish? I asked first.
I don't know if any body's DNA test says that they're Muslim or not.
But it does say
they're Hindu or not, right? This is a religion, right? But
it's not a religion. I just taught you that, and it says Sephardic Jewish if you're Jewish.
Hold on.
Read us what it says. If it's Sephardic Jewish, it'll say so. Mine does. I have Sephardic Jewish in me. It says it on the test line.
Okay, I got you. All right, look. All I'm saying is Sephardic Jews existed in places like Spain, in places like Portugal.
The Iberian Peninsula, yes.
Right.
Sephardic just means Spanish. Spanish Jews.
Okay, all right. So would you say they're one and the same?
Would I say what is one and the same?
Spanish Jews.
I would say yes, that's a term for Jews from that region. Like when we split, some of us went up the Rhone River to northern Germany from Rome, and some of us went over to Spain. So same people, though we split and went in different directions. We were scattered because we were living in a Christian context. We were living in Christian Europe.
So in 1492, right?
Yes, we were
in,
expelled.
in places like Portugal, right? Where that expulsion happened.
The expulsion
right?
happened after 1492 in Portugal, but in Spain it was Ferdinand and Isabella. 1492.
Right.
They kicked out the Muslims and the Jews.
So okay, so in places like Portugal where this expulsion happened, right? Where did these people go?
Well, I think some went to Brazil because they speak Portuguese. Some went to Northern Africa. Some went to South America.
Mm-hmm.
And but if your DNA was Jewish, it would tell you.
Many went to the New World, right?
That's why I said by America.
Mm-hmm. America, yeah. We go.
I said Brazil. That's the New World.
Okay, so
and many went to North Africa.
Yeah, so many went to places like Jamaica. Many went to places apparently like Haiti, right? I mean,
it's not impossible. Again, if your DNA was Jewish, it would tell you.
Virginia. I'm Virginia.
But exactly.
So
right?
if your DNA were Jewish, it would tell you, Lonzo.
No, that's not accurate. Though. That's
100% accurate. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 100% accurate. It tells you.
Wait. Okay, you said Sephardic means Spanish.
Jews of Spain.
Of Spain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it would tell you. Your DNA would tell you if you had Jewish blood in you.
And Portugal, correct?
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. So if one of the places that those people when they got expelled, right? If a lot of the people
Spanish Inquisition, as were the Muslims. From something called the Andalus. That was when the Muslims had conquered Spain.
So okay. So when these people left and they went to the New World, in places like Virginia, the Confederate South, in places like Jamaica,
New York.
Suriname,
don't leave out New York. You say Confederate.
Haiti,
there was no Confederate South then. There was no Confederate South then in 1492. So it was New York. It was the South. It was the New World. There was no Confederacy then.
There was no New York then.
There was no New York.
Yeah, there were. Well, there were actually.
No, there wasn't. New York is a
There was
relatively
no
newer thing.
Confederate South and there was no New York.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The Lenape lands? Like, how far?
Right. So you see what I'm saying? So with that being,
I'm correcting him that there was no Confederate South. But let's keep going.
All right. So then there was no New York.
What's
the question now?
So my point still remains, right?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, my point still remains. These things are consistent. A lot of these people.
What point is your point, Roger?
That these people went to many places to find new lands, and many of those people settled in places like Jamaica, Haiti.
I think some did. I don't know about
many did.
I don't know about many in terms of a percentage. There weren't that many to begin with. There's not that many of us.
You let him finish making his point. I mean,
well, he made his point. He said many came to Jamaica, and we're talking about it. Calm down.
Give me one second. Norm, listen. When a lot of Haitians, right, in like these Haitian genealogy rooms and DNA rooms that I'm in, many of us are finding out that we have relations to Portuguese. Right, and that makes sense, right?
But you wouldn't be Jewish unless it told you, because we have the markers. Our genes are different, and then we have the markers, and we trace them all the way back.
Oh my God!
I'm just telling you, we have Jewish genealogy rooms. We're going to have a convention in Philadelphia this summer.
This is the Twilight Zone.
No, this is the fact. I'll say it again. If you test your DNA, it will tell you if you have.
All right. Will it tell me if I have Muslim DNA? Will it tell me if I have Hindu DNA?
Muslim is a religion. Judaism is an identity. It's a nationality.
Muslims are proselytizing.
Researchers about this.
Because of such, they don't they're not like an ethnic group, right? They don't only have kids within a small population and form an ethnic group. They go out and can forcibly convert people, and not forcibly convert as well, people to their religion. So there's no genotype associated with being Muslim in the way that there is with being Jewish, obviously, because Jews don't like that and proselytize.
So let me ask you a question, Thugger. A lot of those people that went to the places like the New World, right? That left places like Spain and Portugal during the Spanish Inquisition, right? A lot of those people, did those people ultimately own our people?
Yes.
Right. So now those people that didn't only just own our people, but enslaved and rape our people, right? Those babies and generations of those babies, what would those people be considered?
I don't know, but if you have Jewish DNA,
Wait, hold on. Hold on, Norm.
The DNA from the Jews of Spain and Portugal is marked. We have genealogical links. So if you have any in you, you'll know it, and we can tell you.
I would say, what does it mean to be from somewhere? If one of your 1,000 ancestors is from a place, are you from that place? What does that mean?
Okay,
it's actually much more complicated than what people on the stage are making it sound like.
Okay, so Thugger, let me ask you this, Thugger. All right. So when we speak about complication, right, and we speak about the fact that there was this mass expulsion of Jewish people in in places like
Muslims.
Judea and Samaria.
It was mainly Muslims because there were many more Muslims.
Okay, all right, but we're speaking about the Jewish people, right, that left.
It
right?
was all non-Catholics were expelled.
Yeah, but no, now I'm speaking about Israel, right? Like when we spoke
there was no Israel as such then, although we had Jews and scholars.
Judea and in that region, right? So when we're speaking about those people that left for thousands of years, and many of those people procreated with non-Jewish people throughout time.
Not many,
right?
but some, because one of our laws is to marry other Jews. So some, but not many.
Right, but people converted like crazy, right, throughout time.
No,
right?
absolutely not. Very few, because it's very difficult.
Jews are a real bottleneck population.
That is exactly what it's called, Thugger. It's called.
They don't have a lot of genetic diversity, which is clearly because they're not, in fact, having lots of children with non-Jewish people. That's how you end up with that.
My point, though, is, Thugger, throughout those thousands of years, right, when these people do their DNA test, right, they're going to have different things listed on there. They're going to have Polish, they're going to have, Greek, they're going to have Russian, they're going to have...
It says you were Jewish, not Polish. There's a difference. Because they were all...
You know what?
Does anybody didn't marry us and we didn't marry them.
No, what I'll say is...
Which DNA test did you take, Lon?
Yeah, that's... Hold on, give me 1 second. And that was actually what I was about to ask him. Norm, which DNA test did you take?
Well, I'm not going to specify, but there are dozens, and they all give these results.
Okay, so let's say, give me one of many.
Pick up one.
What about Ancestry? Did you do Ancestry?
So take that as a hypothetical, as a for instance. Yes.
Okay.
Ancestry will tell you if you have Jewish DNA right away.
Perfect. Now, when you did your Ancestry test, right?
Yes.
What other could you give us? Could you look at it real quick, because I could look at mine, right?
Sure.
Could you look at it real quick and give me the top?
It's Jewish from. It's Jews.
All right. Let's look at ours together. We're gonna look at ours together.
Well, you look at yours.
Wait. I want you to look at yours too.
Well, right? I think you're
this is gonna help prove my point. This is gonna help prove my point.
Well, let's hear your point.
Can I just say?
Wait. Give me 1 second, Thugger. 1 second, because this is important, right? When you go to ethnicity estimate, right? What do you see? What are your top groups?
Yeah. I don't have multiple groups. It's all Jew.
Wait.
Yeah, it's all Jew. And Jews are distinct from the other Europeans genetically because we marry each other. I'm trying to tell you.
This is why this is important. This is why these questions...
And by the way, the Y DNA is even more important because it doesn't change from generation to generation. So the Jews of today have the same Y DNA as the Jews of...
Norm, give me 1 second, brother. Like I said, we normally have a lot of contention in between us when we have these conversations, but this is actually one of the best times. Hold on. Yeah, this is actually one of the best combos or interactions.
It's because we have Thugger, who's a scientist, so he can sort of set the record straight.
All right, copy. Now, could you do me a favor? I'll PTR my DNA results. Could you PTR your DNA results from Ancestry?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other Jewish people in the room that's done an Ancestry DNA test? I'm just curious. I just want to see.
And by the way, you have a clown who calls himself Aaron with a racist PTR. So I don't know if you want to throw him out or what, but there's something wrong with his head. Yeah. He photoshopped something with my name to say something bad about black people.
Actually,
Huh?
I'll just say, Lonzo.
It says Ashkenazi.
Yeah, it's pretty common for lots of people to have one ethnic group come up, right? It's not common for Black people to look like that at all, right? In the United States at all.
Could you PTR some? Could you PTR one or?
I
or
recently
any?
watched a video with some Jews doing their ancestry DNA, and one guy, he had like over 90% Ashkenazi Jew, a little bit of Middle Eastern, and a little bit of Southern European DNA. So
Could you PTR that?
Like, why is it that far-fetched?
Could you PTR that first?
Was he dancing around
the
the
fire?
fire?
I'm driving.
I don't think
Hold on, because this matters. This matters to me. Give me 1 second. One second.
The thing that we're noting is that even Ashkenazi Jews are different from European DNA.
Yes, ancestry identifies Ashkenazi, Sephardic, and the one that starts with an E.
Yes, and
So-
they would never confuse European DNA, like from Poland or Hungary or Germany, with Ashkenazi Jew.
All right.
So if you were Jewish, Lonzo, it would say so.
No. I'm not claiming anything. I'm not claiming anything. Lonzo's a very, very proud.
You're alluding to it with your Portuguese DNA.
No, I'm not.
You're trying.
I'm trying to get to a bottom of somewhere. And Mahogany, Magnolia, I want you here.
Now it's been shown that
he's
don't
not
have
direct.
Jewish DNA,
All
which is okay.
All right, so real quick. And again, Lonzo is a proud African born in Haiti, right? I'm proud of that, right? And I'll take that.
We're proud of you too.
Right. Appreciate that. Now, my point though is I really would like anybody Jewish to PTR their ancestry DNA. I just want to see something real quick.
And then what's the difference between Ashkenazi and European? Because
it's different DNA. We're different people.
No, well, I'm gonna say it one more time. Ashkenazi, which is from, I just want to make sure I wasn't tripping, right? From the locations of France, Central Eastern Europe, including Germany, Poland.
Yeah, well, we moved around. Yeah.
Right.
Lonzo, your hypothesis is right that there will be nobody with a 100% Jewish DNA.
I know that, but I just want to prove some people wrong.
You can find people with 100% British.
In the name Ashkenazi, it's inherent to come from a European place. So I was wanting to clarify. That's
Yeah, I PTR'd. Can you guys shut up? I PTR'd. It says I'm from Western Central Ukraine, not Israel. God bless.
Okay, and who are you? Who are you?
This 50% Ashkenazi Jewish person.
You're that's you, Kalisha, right?
Correct.
So tell us what it says. It says that Ukrainian Jew.
You can read it.
I can't.
PTR.
I see your picture. Hang on. So it says that you're Jewish. 50% Ashkenazi Jew. Doesn't say European. Doesn't say Ukrainian. It says Jew. Okay. That's what
Are you kidding me, Norm?
No, I'm serious. That's the point I was making to Lonzo. We're a distinct ethnic group from Europeans.
West Central Ukrainian Jews. It literally says it in the screenshot.
And I'm not disagreeing with you.
Where is your
All right. Norm, or is there any other? And thank you, Kalisha.
So it's
is there any
distinct
other
from European, Kalisha, right? It doesn't say European or Ukrainian. It says Ashkenazi Jew.
Is there anyone that did their ancestry DNA?
Wait, hang on, Lonzo. Kalisha, do you disagree with me?
Wait.
Yes, it says West Central Ukrainian Jews.
Does it not say 50% Ashkenazi Jew?
Do you? No.
I'm looking at your PTR now.
Do you see where it says West Central Ukrainian?
Yeah, but it says literally 50% Ashkenazi Jew on it.
PP, no one's talking to you. Please.
Well, it's in your own PTR. It says it.
This is a weird argument. I don't know. Why can't people be 100% Ashkenazi Jew or any ethnicity?
Nobody's 100%.
All right. Magnolia, ladies and gentlemen, Magnolia decided to have a weird argument in the hallway. Let's give a round of applause.
Do people know how these tests work?
You should explain it. It would make a lot more sense if you explained it, how they use contemporary samples of people's DNA. It'd be a lot easier.
We know there's no such thing as religious DNA. That's all we know.
It is within when it's passed down a bloodline. They had arranged marriages.
Yes, there is. There's also like religiosity with Hindus as well. There's some ethno religion.
Oh my God, Patty Lepu is in the room.
Oh my
Jesus.
Yeah, and
So when you talk about non-expansionist religions that are tied to an ethnicity in which those people only have children with people within that religion, it becomes an ethnic.
Wait. Did you say non-expansionist?
Yes.
They don't proselytize.
Yes,
they don't
expand.
And they had arranged marriages for fucking centuries, and they had to marry each other. So it.
Give me 1 second. You know, there's documentaries on places like Jamaica, right, where a lot of those Jamaicans, right, that, you know, whether due to rape or due to, you know, just the things that happened during, you know, like the transatlantic slave trade, right? And there's documentaries to where, you know, where these people, you know, were complaining about inheritance, right? And how they don't feel
Which people are now we're talking? Which people?
The Jamaicans that got, you know, had like slave masters of the Sephardic Jews, right?
Okay,
in Jamaica.
again, if you had that DNA, I keep telling you.
No, hear me out, right?
But Lonzo, wait, before I hear you out, if you had Sephardic Jewish ancestry, it would tell you.
Listen. I just need anybody that's a European Jew, right, to do me a favor and put your ancestry DNA as a PTR. Could you do that for me?
Well,
anybody that's a European Jew, right? Could you just show me that PTR?
Felicia did that for you.
Yeah.
Yes, and it says Ashkenazi Jew on it.
Just a one. Hold on. I need somebody like a Norm. I need somebody like. Hold on, Thugger. I'm asking. I need, because I'm sure when Kalisha, you know, scrolls down, she's gonna see other.
Yes, but on her non-Jewish side, she's 50% Ashkenazi.
Okay.
Which means on the Jewish side, that person who is that parent is 100% Jewish.
Okay, so
It
what I
literally
want to
proved
see,
it.
It means her dad is a Jew. I think she
Yeah.
told us this.
what I want to see though, however, is I want to see what we call like a 100% Jewish, like 100% person, right? I want to see that person's DNA, that ancestry.
So if Kalisha is 50%, then her father is 100%. Lonzo.
Right,
That's
so-
the math. That's the math.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does work that way.
Give me 1 second. You know,
No, it does not.
It just proves our point beautifully, and I thank you.
Kalisha. Which was that ancestry DNA? Because that looks different than mine.
Bro, it was 23andMe.
Okay, so ancestry. I need ancestry. Do you have ancestry DNA?
Why would I do both?
It doesn't. Well, some people do a lot. We do a lot.
Because Norm did a dozen.
There were redundancies. Yeah.
So
Norm said there was dozens of options, but
that's
I don't know
correct.
what.
He said he did dozens.
That's correct. No, it's what Kalisha said.
Wait, tell me. So exactly how many did you do?
I would say 4.
All right. So in those 4, did you get 4 different outcomes?
No.
But you said there were redundancies.
You know what redundancy means? It means it repeats.
Yeah, all right. So So was there anything that wasn't redundant in when you took each?
No, we're very distinct ethnic group.
And so all of them said 100% Ashkenazi.
I'm not 100%. I never said that I was. I'm part Sephardic. I never said Ashkenazi. You said it.
Okay. So you said you're part Sephardic.
That is correct. Because within Judaism we marry each other, including Sephardic, Mizrahi. You know.
So in yours, when you did yours, because you said you marry each other, right?
We marry each other.
So it's gonna say Sephardic. It's gonna say Mizrahi. It's gonna say Ashkenazi,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it doesn't say, there's no part of it that's not Jew.
All right, could you PTR that?
No, I'm not PTRing my DNA for you.
All right. Could you have anybody that could PTR their ancestry DNA? I just need to see this.
Why do you need to see ancestry specifically?
I need to see it.
Why? What are you trying to get at?
I need to see it. I need to see it.
What are you trying to get at scientifically?
We want to know whether your DNA leads back to sub-Saharan Africa.
First off, can people even like define what these
Of course it does. All humans come from Africa, so why wouldn't your DNA lead to Africa?
Yeah, we're not going back that far.
All right. I tried.
No, we're doing okay. We're not going back to the very first man. DNA doesn't.
We do want to go that far because if you are the chosen people of God, but you are not the first people.
Okay, and we all come from apes. Like it's not really worth going back.
I was chosen anything. I just said I'm a Jew.
Pepe, you said we.
They don't
Are you Jewish?
No, I said we as humans. If you believe in evolution, all go back to apes. It's like how far do we actually want to go to find common ancestors?
Wait, you go back to apes?
I would say, well, if you believe in evolution,
humans are apes. They don't go back.
We're part of the great ape family.
That's not all right. Shout out to y'all that are from the great ape family. All right, but
Pepe is more of an ape than anyone.
Okay,
else.
so if you don't, I think it's clear if you don't buy into the idea that humans are apes for yourself, you don't actually believe in this DNA stuff. Period.
Right, that's true.
There's no way to.
No, just real quick, right? All right, so. Damn, I really want to say why I need to see this, right?
Go ahead.
But I will have a great reason.
Don't be afraid.
I will. No, y'all will listen to a great reason.
Well, just like nobody's gonna just like say what it is. Like it's not.
Yeah, you proved our point beautifully.
I'll have another room about it. But real quick though,
but you did prove our point, Lonzo.
Just for shits and giggles, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody of quote unquote 100% that's not admixed with anyone that's a black or African, right? Could you show us your ancestry DNA? Just want to see something.
I don't know. Ask Pepe.
I'm not Jewish.
I don't think he didn't say any Jewish person.
Now Norm. When I do have that room, right?
Yeah.
Are you saying that these 100%, quote unquote, 100% Jewish folks, right? That are.
And that's everybody I know, by the way, Lonzo.
Right.
That's everybody I know.
Will you say on their DNA?
We didn't intermarry.
Okay, I got you. Will you say in their DNA, it won't say, it will always say Ashkenaz, it will always say Sephardic, it will always say Mizrahi and other. Are you saying with that European DNA that they've had separated for 2,000 years?
We don't have European DNA.
Well, hold on.
Jewish DNA.
Well, hold on a second, Norm, because there is, if we look at, like with Ashkenazi Jews, for example, and I've read this, they do have a substantial amount of what would have been European DNA, and most of it is from what would it be? And it's that white DNA is more similar to what you would see in France, which makes sense because it's through the Roman Empire they ended up coming into Europe.
What's that?
So, well, it said it was through especially during the times of the Roman Empire. Basically, people in contemporary Italy share a lot of the European DNA that you would find mixed in with Ashkenazi Jews.
I don't think you're.
So there is mixes. They did mix with people. That's part of the reason why different Jewish groups. You guys are all related to each other, but there is a reason why they look different in South Asia than how they look in, for example, Ukraine.
Married in. It's not because I'm just married. Anyway, there's a small, tiny amount, and you can trade because we also.
It's not a small, tiny amount.
It's insignificant, and we
no, it's like literally almost half from Ashkenazi.
No, I don't know anybody who's almost half unless it's like recent intermarriage, which is very rare, actually.
All right, so
we keep our birth records too.
What do they say? Abraham or Ibrahim or Ibrahim look like?
People don't.
They were black. Yeah, they were super black, I guess.
People don't describe the way he looks in terms of race the way we have today. They didn't have race then. It wasn't a thing.
Well, actually, let me rephrase what I said, El Normo. contemporary groups of Europeans are we all involve mixtures from the past, right?
Right.
Now, when it comes, yes, you would be
Jews
considered
are
100% Osh. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
You guys have, okay, so you guys are distinct at this point, but when it comes to the DNA that Jews would share with each other, from the Levant, it varies at different levels according to which ethnic group of Jews it is.
Yeah, I can't follow that statement, but when you get Thugga involved, he'll tell you about the diseases that are particular.
Yes, we're all aware of that, like Tay-Sachs, yes.
That's a good, so we test for that. That's how intermarried we are. That's the problem.
Yes, absolutely.
Can the people making these arguments even define? Can the people making these arguments? Can people making these genetic arguments even define how the technology works that's doing the sequencing? What are they doing? Does anybody know?
Biblical characters have DNA.
Who fucking cares?
Does anybody know how these
because they're mixing science with the Bible, and
I don't think they know. They're making arguments off of a technology they don't understand.
Wait, time out. Brother Thugga. Are you saying that throughout this 3,000 year program or expulsion of Jewish people from Judea, Samaria, right? Are you saying that there was...
Let's say Israel, because it's not only Judea and Samaria. I mean, it was
but Israel is a relative. That's a newer word.
No, it's in the Torah. Just look in your Bible. It's in your Bible.
The Bible is go back to 800 BC. 600 for being.
I understand that, but Israel is in there. It's not a new idea.
So we can.
I think it's the people.
Howard, by the way, the Dead Sea Scrolls are 3,500 years old.
It's not a land. It's like the
since
people.
No one has taken the time to define how this technology works. I assume that I am correct that people don't, in fact, know how this technology works. And they're taking a test and making arguments based off of no understanding at all of what the test is.
In the Torah, it's called Eretz Yisrael, the land of...
Damn, yeah, I don't let people speak. But I think the question I was asking you, right, directly, and you will be able to answer it without anybody interrupting you, right, is... Do you believe in those 3,000 years, right, of leaving Judea and Samaria, right? Do you believe that these Jewish people didn't procreate in a large number throughout time?
Well, they did procreate in a large number, right? They had kids. So
yes. So the answer is yes.
The question is, did they procreate with populations outside of the populations?
Yes.
That they came with? And the answer to that is clearly no.
Little.
But I'm just curious, though. At one point in time, it was my understanding Jews used to actually some limited examples I've heard of. We're going back a couple thousand years or so. They did do conversions.
Yes, very rarely. But we do it. There's a method for it. You have to circumcise people. That eliminates people right away.
Sure, but I guess my question would be this: Why do Ethiopian Jews look Ethiopian? Why do Iranian Jews tend to look like everybody else from Iran?
Well,
why do Ashkenazi Jews? For example, why do they look fairer, much like in Ukraine, just like a lot of Ukrainians? I mean, there's obviously a level. If we go back through, a couple thousand years, there's some level of difference.
There's a little
that makes them look different.
It's all each other.
The answer is quite simple.
No, you can, but I just want Thugga to respond to that.
You don't need to have large amounts of admixture with a native population, especially when you're in an environment that exerts an extremely strong selection pressure on skin color. Right? You mix a little bit. The people who are going to die off are going to be the pale people if you're in Ethiopia. That area of Africa is the most UV intense part of the continent, right? Ethiopia, Sudan, that like Eastern Africa, like the people in the West are light skinned compared to those people because the intensity of UV radiation is so high there that people will develop cancer at very young ages often before
It makes
they're
you
able
darker.
to. So
It
if you
your
well those people will die, right? They won't be able to last very long in that sun. So if you take a couple people who happen to be native Ethiopians and of Jews that's moved to Ethiopia, that will be amplified throughout the generations because those people will have a competitive advantage in their kids making it to procreating, right? And their kids not developing skin cancer at a very young age. We actually do know. So it was originally thought that UV radiation couldn't be a selection pressure for people getting dark skin because dark skin is not the natural way that mammal skin typically looks. It's because the primates lost their hair. That led to the line that led to humans, so they had to get dark skin. People are like, oh, well, you get cancer when you're older, so that can't possibly be a strong enough selection pressure. But they found the albinos in Uganda, they're developing skin cancers in their 20s, right? So you could die before you have a chance to have any kids because the UV radiation is so extreme, right? Especially in an environment where you need to be working outside. It's not modern, right? You need to be farming and shit. So yeah, you have a couple generations of a couple mixed people. You're going to select for the darkest skinned people because that UV radiation is bad, boy. It's not good for your skin if you're light skinned. One other thing I would say is the whole indigeneity conversation is totally non-scientific. Most of the populations that live throughout Africa are not, in fact, the first people who got to that area. Because the vast majority of people in Africa are descended from farmers. The original populations of those areas are hunter-gatherers. They are not farmers, right? And the hunter-gatherer population, which we know through history was displaced by Bantu expansion, by various other ethnic group expansions in Africa, right? They took over the land that hunter-gatherers had. This happened throughout the world. Once people figured out agriculture allows for those populations to have more people. It allows for those populations to engage in specialization in a way that people who are hunter-gatherers can't do specialization because they have to spend more of their time doing hunting and gathering stuff. And they have larger populations and they displace hunter-gatherers.
Right, because
so
it's a better survival technique.
West Africa is, those populations have native crops that they grew, right? And they are not the original people who live there, right? Southern Africa, the San people, I don't know if they're the original people, but they're much older than the Zulu, right? They're much older, and the Zulu pushed them off their land, right? And the Bantu pushed them off.
When you say much older, you mean much older living in that region?
Absolutely, and much older. They're much older. Period. They're more genetically diverse than Bantu. They're more genetically diverse than Zulu.
Would you say they're older than the Kenyans or the Ethiopians?
Who there? Who in Kenya? Who in Ethiopia?
The Khoisan, whichever the eldest tribe.
Ethiopia is a country, right? So almost certainly.
I'm talking about the eldest tribe.
Yeah, almost certainly so, because those these places are farming communities. Farming is a relatively new lifestyle. Farming started 10,000-15,000 years ago? Maybe sooner than that. Humans been around for 250,000 years.
So you're saying that the Bantus are in fact older than I guess Cushitic?
I mean, I don't know all the ethnic groups. I do know that the original
he's bringing
survival structure
biblical mythology. When he talks about Cushite, this is a biblical mythology.
Oh, these people aren't no people that is written about, the Bible is not dealing with human history. No people that is written about in the Bible is old, right? None of them. Because humans predate written language by 200,000 years. Modern humans.
Doug, can you specify where the biblical narrative becomes a ethno-religion? Where does the where exactly? Because from what I see,
Second Temple, King David, right about there.
I'm a scientist. I'm not really interested in the Bible like that. I'm just saying that populations that make up like whatever they're talking about in any written text, they're just like simply not that old, specifically because it's a written text, and writing is not that old. Writing is new.
When it comes to an ethno-religion, though, it's very easy. So if you have one group that's ethnically distinct, they have arranged marriages, they only marry each other, they have a small founding population, and they continually marry each other, which is why they're at risk of a lot of genetic disorders and so forth. So they have to do a lot of screening when they have birth, and a lot of this stuff is fairly unique to them. You're a de facto an ethno-religion at that point because you guys are only ethnically procreating with each other, and it's a very simple concept really to understand.
See, but I don't know.
It's going to be unique.
I don't know about that though. I don't know about that, and I will be able to say with like a considerable certainty that is or isn't the case after I see a quote unquote 100% Jewish person come up on stage and just post their ancestry
pretty
DNA.
much all of it. Which part is confusing to you?
Then anybody that's brave. Is there any brave Jewish souls that can come up and post your ancestry DNA? And I just want to see where it says
which part of the science that we explained to you seems doubtful to you? Let's put it that way.
No. Actions speak louder than words. So I believe in that.
You should articulate
I'm
your
not
idea.
somebody. I don't. A lot of people don't believe in these mythical books, these fairy tales. Like a lot of people that they want to see things to believe these things, right? So in other words, if anybody's brave enough, that's whatever 100% Jewish person, quote unquote 100% Jewish person, I just need your
pretty much everybody is like everybody I've seen is like 97% and above.
Okay, let's see. Is there anybody that's 97%?
Look it up online. Maybe people published it online. You'll see.
They haven't. I've been looking the whole time.
But I'm just curious. When it comes to European ethnicities, how was it that my brothers did it?
That's why Israel had to make another couple DNA tests.
But how can they pinpoint exactly? How could they pinpoint? Hold on, Norman.
The Mormons, Lonzo.
Okay,
they
Norm.
do a lot of that DNA stuff. They have
Okay, but Norm, hold on a second.
That's genealogy.
What I'm curious about, how is it that goddamn Norm. So how is it that, for example, I know that I'm Corsican and French. Why is my brothers took the test, both of them, and it accurately showed that, half Corsican, half, Southwest France, and the only surprise is 10% Basque mixed in there, which it's pretty close. The Pyrenees are pretty close to that's where the Basque live, so it's not too surprising. But obviously this is a group of European white people who mainly bred with each other in specific geographic regions, and so they compare, my brother's genome to people that contemporarily.
Did you get to your question? Get to your question.
Y'all do.
Yeah. So
y'all do realize that it's possible for statistically possible for you to have an ancestor from 10 generations back who you carry none of their genes, right? It's possible for you to have an ancestor and none of their genes made it into you. Not one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's likely, but it's possible.
Sure.
But that's more improbable than it is probable, though, right?
The further back you go, the more likely it becomes, right? Because meiosis is the assortment of genes into gametes is random, right? So it's possible that you're getting obviously the further back you get, the fewer genes you're inheriting from each of your ancestors, right? So it's totally possible that there is an ancestor who you have, and none of their genes show up in you, but they show up in your siblings. Right.
You know what correlation I'm looking for? A Black American or a Jamaican or somebody from the Caribbean, right? Just to see what the frequency is, right? Of it saying, whether Sephardic, Ashkenazi, in their DNA versus someone that identifies
there weren't that
as
many
a Jewish
Jews
person.
There weren't that many Jews in Jamaica, so like I have no Jewish ancestry.
No, there were many. There were many. There
were Jews in Jamaica. I have an uncle who is Sephardic Jewish, but there's like not many of them. There's like one town in Jamaica that had a Jewish area. This is not
No.
It's not a significant number.
Many towns. Saint Anne. There was there are many towns.
But at what extent did they mix with the slaves, though? And I mean, it doesn't really matter that they were there. They would have had to have mixed.
In fact, there were documentaries about it.
The Jamaican population is quite overwhelmingly black, right? There are certainly other people who are in Jamaica, right? But they're not like a large percentage of the population.
Yeah, no, my point though is because slavery was some time ago, right? And so, this we be going, way back. So obviously people are gonna mix with, they're gonna mix, with they're gonna mix the people that's around that area, right? The darker skinned people, right? So just like you said, like the further you go back, the less and less. Let's say a Jewish slave owning person, right? Like a Judah P. Benjamin or other.
You've memorized one Jewish name of one guy who did something bad.
Or Aaron Lopez, right?
Yeah.
Or
Same
any
thing.
one of the Coens back in the day.
But keep going. Yeah, what's the question?
But there's multiple, right?
Well, so far there's two, as opposed to the thousands and thousands of Arab slavers and black slavers and English slavers and Spanish slavers.
Norm. I see what you're saying, bro, but I'm thinking of...
You bring it up all the time. How many Jewish rooms have you had? And many. You got a weird fixation. But this
brother, one thing about me, right, is, I speak about a lot of things. I do. I speak about a lot of things.
Conversations have we had? 300?
Many.
Yes.
But I've had thousands of other conversations. You see what I'm saying? So the 300 that we've had, or the 400 that we've had, it's minuscule compared to.
So you've had a lot more Jewish conversations than I've had Haitian conversations. Is that fair? And a lot of the conversations, by the way, are extremely unflattering to Jews.
No, and brother, if you want to have a Haitian conversation, please ping me and I'll definitely contribute. I have no problem.
I'm making the point that you're obsessed. That's my point. Not that I didn't have the ones.
No,
you said some very unflattering things, calling us demons.
No, wait, what? See, there you go. You don't have to lie, Norm. You don't have to lie,
I don't
brother.
have to lie. I'm just being honest.
I don't speak like that. I don't speak like that. No, you do. I don't speak like that.
Should I play it back for you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'll pull it up and play it back.
All right, thanks,
Stevens. Yeah, you're very welcome. But maybe consider stopping it. That's another good.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Please.
All I want to tell you is...
Wait, are you looking for it, or...?
I'm going to pull it up for you. If you had Jewish DNA...
Hold on, Norm. And then play. This is actually... I'll center you. I'll center you.
You already said that I would, Lonzo. But I'm not going to do it right this second. I'm not even...
All right, but to be fair,
it doesn't matter. You regularly do this about demonizing. You're doing it now with the Jewish Benjamin and all this stuff.
All right. I tried. This, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Norm a round of applause. This is actually one of the longest times Norm is actually, like, I don't want to say behaved, but he tried to interrupt as least as he possibly could today. So I'm actually proud of him. I'm proud of the brother. I mean, this was big moves for Norm.
Can I get the mic for just a second when you're done, Lonzo?
Real quick. Oh man, I miss Norm.
Oh yeah, you just missed him. Yeah, he was actually here for a while. I mean, I'm actually, Norm says some crazy things from time to time, many times, but this is actually one of the best back and forth Norm has actually had without getting kicked out.
It's a ceasefire. Ceasefire.
Yeah.
Speaking of obsession, speaking of obsession, can I quote some Jewish texts that
Can I go after you?
that possibly
Yeah,
speak?
you have to have him, bro.
Okay.
This like he said, like, why are you guys so obsessed with us, right? I think what maybe he doesn't realize, we let's just say the African diaspora recently have been able to access documents and material that we previously didn't quite have the same amount of access to in comparison to their ethnic group, right? For example, there's a book called Hebrew Myths, right, by Graves and Patai. Anybody ever heard of it? I'm gonna say it one more time. Hebrew Myths by Graves and Patai, right? This ethno-religion, so-called, it's not different, or its claim it's not different than any other religion. That's the thing. But somehow it's unique power to teach everyone else that that's unique. You see, and we know how history has unfolded and who has been able to acquire certain economic resources over the last few centuries, right? There's a pattern there. All right, so this is from Graves and Patai, Hebrew Myths. It quotes the following Jewish religious text: the B Sanhedrin 72a-B 108b, the B Pesahim 113b, the Tanhuma Buber Gen 49-B, the Tanhuma Noah 1315 Gen Rap 341. I'll post all that in the chat so that you can go and look up the Jewish religious text for yourself. It says, others say that Ham himself unmanned Noah, who, awakening from his drunken sleep and understanding what had been done to him, cried, "Now I cannot beget the fourth son, whose children I would have ordered to serve you and your brothers. Therefore it must be Canaan, your firstborn, who they enslave. And since you have disabled me from doing ugly things in the blackness of night, Canaan's children shall be born ugly and black. Moreover, because you twisted your head around to see my nakedness, your grandchildren's hair shall be twisted into kinks and their eyes red. Again, because your lips jested at my misfortune, theirs shall swell, and because you neglected my nakedness, they shall go naked. And their male members shall be shamefully elongated. Men of this race are called Negroes. Their forefathers, Canaan, commanded them to love theft and fornication, to be banded together in hatred of their masters, and to never tell the truth." Again, if anyone tries to make any claims that I'm being mean or whatever, I gave you the Jewish religious text. I'll put it again in the chat.
Yeah,
and I just want to also, one can infer the type of possible ethnic group who would have would have written down in their so-called religious text such a narrative, right? I think it kind of paints maybe an image, maybe a phenotype, perhaps a race, on who would have had the power, the desire, and the opinion to describe their religion, their religious history in such a way. So I'll put those references.
Slavery of black people is a product of the Catholic Church, though. It's not a product of Judaism. It's a product of the Catholic Church, slavery.
Yeah, that was random.
Of slavery of black people. It doesn't. Jews weren't the ones who made the determination.
That's random. Why are you bringing that up?
Jews weren't the ones that made the determination that natives couldn't be enslaved and that black people should be enslaved. That was the Catholic Church.
Hey, hello. Yeah, you cut line and then you started bringing up random ass points that had nothing to do with the conversation.
Yeah, it actually did. So yeah, it did have to do with the conversation. I can't help that you don't have the ability to follow, but it clearly did happen.
Are you saying slaves in general? Like, what are you talking about? Because everybody had slaves.
I'm talking about the slavery that matters for this conversation, which is modern, which is the slavery that was practiced in the Western world, chattel slavery.
Okay, we're talking about the Talmud right now.
Yeah, everything I just quoted was from Jewish religious texts, so I don't know why you bring
but you're bringing up black people, right?
No, he didn't. Whoa! No, he didn't. He gave a description. He gave a description. He never said anything about black people.
I'm not talking to you, bro. I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm talking to you. So mind your business. When I talk to you, you'll know.
What I just said quoted Jewish religious texts. Why are you bringing the Catholics into this?
Because you were talking about slavery, right? And the justification of slavery. That's where the curse of Ham comes from, right?
He's talking about Canaanites.
None of this is relevant to the modern world unless you have Rome taking over And
And no, but he's trying to.
None of it is relevant.
Yeah, but he's making a religious point. For fuck's sake.
No, he's reading the Talmud. What are, dude? First of all, Thugga, you're not even. It's not even your go, dude. Just silence. Get on the back burner. What? I don't know what your deal
And
is, bro.
Heaven, can you put where that is in the Talmud? I'm just curious.
First of all, Yemeni people match that description also. Thugga, there's a ton of indigenous-looking people that match that description. He never said, he gave a description.
Indigenous-looking people, what the fuck does that mean?
When people think of indigenous people generally today, they have there's a certain look that comes to mind. Yes.
No, they
That's
don't.
what people in
What are
Korea
you
think.
talking about? Yeah, this is an idiot.
Yeah, I'm
right?
dumb.
Indigenous-looking people. Yes.
I didn't say indigenous-looking people.
I guess
That's
you
exactly
did
what
say
you
that.
said.
So I guess Japanese people are not indigenous-looking people, even though they're
don't.
indigenous
He
to
just
God's.
don't.
Okay, well, I thought we were speaking in context. We're not talking about a book from Japan. We're talking about a book from the Middle East.
I'm putting I put Hebrew Myths. That's the book, right? You will find the book you'll find the name of the book, Hebrew Myths by Grace and Patai. And then some of you, maybe you get access to the book right now, maybe it'll be later. I'm also going to put the references, the Jewish religious texts that are referenced in that book in the chat as well.
These are rabbinical texts, by the way.
Correct, and that's the main point I was making. I had a member come to me asking me about my interest in basically he was like, yeah, I'm part of the Latter-day Saints, and I follow the Book of Mormon, and I said, do you know who Joseph Smith was? He's like, yeah, Joseph Smith, like that's our founding leader. I was like, did you know some of the claims, the well-documented statements he made that the curse of Ham was, the black people being enslaved during the Civil War in the beginning of the country. Like, do you know that he was using the curse of Ham to justify why black people were enslaved in America? And he was teaching that, and he and I forgot Belgham, they both were using that so-called prophecy to justify enslavement. Like, were you aware of that? And he had no idea. So now all I'm doing is the same way I informed him about the history of his religious texts. I'm simply informing Jews about the history of their religious texts, right? I'm not saying anything that a Jewish rabbi has not written down with their own two hands.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm surprised though that this is what you guys pulled from the Talmud, because this is like this is as spicy as mayo for the shit that the Talmud has in it. And honestly, I just wanted.
He said it was the Midrash Tanchuma. It's not Talmud.
What?
No, it's not. It's right.
It's not Talmud. He's quoting a.
No, the title. I just said the title of the room, and I said Lonzo.
It's not the Talmud, but they are rabbinical Jewish.
I just don't understand
the title. This is the title of the room.
Okay.
These.
All right. No, I got it. I see where the confusion is. No, we were speaking about the Talmud earlier, and we started speaking about different texts within the Talmud, and there were several Jewish people in there that weren't I guess quote unquote a master of the Talmud versus a rabbi that was here that knew of many of the texts that I was referring to or I was speaking about, and kind of elaborated on each one. But we started speaking about a whole bunch of different things. Norm was here since then, Avi, and this is we're talking about a little bit of everything at this point.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. But the Midrash is also rabbinical. That's none of the ancient Israelites had this stuff. None of my ancestors, rabbis and things like that, didn't come till 400 or 500 years after after the Second Temple was destroyed. So my main thing, my main point I just wanted to make is that not all Jews follow that. There's still, a smaller minority that,
Are you Karaite?
Yeah. Well, I am now. I went to yeshiva. I was Orthodox, and then I studied the Talmud. And when you see things about having sex with 3-year-old little girls and under,
So you
it's actually
started.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in there too. They're beautiful, man. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's the realest and purest form of Judaism. when you read the Talmud and you read the Midrash, you realize these dudes are just making shit up. Like these dudes they're biased, they're racist, they're pedophiles, some of them even. So I mean, anybody who wants to read the worst shit in the Talmud, go to Nida, Nidah, 44 A and B, and that'll tell you everything you need to know about rabbinical Judaism.
But every religion is just.
I'll put it in the chat.
Every religion is just making.
No. This is like the Greeks and Romans completely infiltrated, and this is like not.
I don't know what like do people.
I'll post it.
Have people not read like ancient history?
No. This isn't ancient. This is more than that. This is more than that.
A whole bunch of Bronze Age people were doing all kinds of atrocities, right? Typical war in the Bronze Age was when you won, you was raping everybody in the town that you took over.
Really?
Bro, no. First of all, stop trying to justify pedophilia. We're talking about 3-year-old kids.
People assaulting.
We're talking about 3-year-olds.
People salting the earth.
No. We're not talking about rampaging. We're talking about a functional society.
Genocide.
Bro, chill out. We're not talking about raping and pillaging in a war. No, you cut me off, and then now you're talking about war. We're not talking about war. No. We're talking about a functional society. We're talking about a functional society, not atrocities, not war crimes. This is what the top rabbi said. Dude, chill out. We're not talking about wartime. We're talking about peacetime and what is considered right and wrong. We're talking about ethics here. The ethics.
Super violent.
No.
What are you talking about?
Name me one group of people who said it's okay to have sex with a 2-year-old baby. Name me one group of people in the ancient world.
I can name you a group of people that let you like leave kids out for exposure to die.
We're not talking about that.
Spartans.
All
right? It was pretty common.
But no. I think I hear what both of y'all saying, right? You're saying back in those days, folks were extremely violent, right? But we were speaking about morality when we're speaking about, things that were done back in the day. If those things are continuing to happen just based off of, those back in the day verses or text, I mean, isn't that worth talking about?
What things are continuing to happen based off of those back in the day texts? Is it legal to have sex with underage children today? Anywhere?
Doesn't stop all the politicians from going to Epstein Island.
But the question is it legal?
What is
but there's a lot of things that's happening.
You're talking religious versus legal.
Yeah.
Is it still religiously righteous?
We're talking about ethics here. We're talking about ethics, not law.
Ethics, not the law. Right.
This is their law. Yeah. I mean, things like FGM is illegal in America, right? And it's still happening, right? Based off of religious beliefs. See what I'm saying? Things like, what Avi just mentioned, during like, are still like rituals like a mikvah, right? Are still happening, in New York, right? I mean, these things are illegal, but they're happening, and they're being done by rabbis, and if Avi is saying that in
Nida
44B, I want to look into that. I want to read into that, and I want to understand what.
Can I just quote something for you?
Sure.
Here, and I'll
note that in that tractate is making reference to the child being chosen, not the child being wed at the age of 15.
No, it 100% says.
Hold on 1 second. I know what it says. Right? But it's clear that you don't know what it says.
So the phrase 3-year-old and intercourse should never be in the same sentence in any book. I think we can all agree there. You got to be brainwashed. That's the first step. You got to be brainwashed to accept anything.
Which yeshiva did you go to?
Wait, come on. Let's get a baseline. Let's get a baseline. I mean, Ariel,
hang on. I'll post it in the chat so everybody can read it for themselves and see. Because they asked the rabbi several times, like 10 times. Wait a second, this can't be. And he's like, no. Oh yeah. This can be. This is. And a girl eventually asks, what is the age that a girl can start having sex? And what is the earliest age a girl can get married and have sex? And they say 3 years old and 1 day. So it is a direct question and a direct answer.
Yeah, obviously we know.
Hold on. Let's get a baseline here. We all agree that a 3-year-old in intercourse should never exist, right? We all. This is like a basic baseline, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody on stage, 100%. We all agree that those things should never meet. Correct?
Yeah. Of course. Correct.
All right, cool. Just make sure that there's nobody about to make any excuses for that type of barbarism. All right, so go to Ariel. You can.
Hey, real quick, Ariel, ask him the Abishai. Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yochanan in that particular section there, they have two different opinions on how long a year is. Do you know what their opinions?
It says from birth. There's no way out of it.
So one of them, the two main rabbis in that discussion there, which Ariel is correct. There's like a whole process of how to read this. There's two rabbis there that have two different.
No, because it says 2 pubic hairs is puberty, and it says it gives the age of 13 years old.
No, listen. Yeah, listen what I'm saying. So there's two rabbis there that are having two different opinions on how long a year is, and it's Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yochanan, and they're differing on how long a year is. One of them, here I'll help you out. One of them says a year could be equal to 1 day. One of them says a year could be equal to 30 days. Do you know which one was having those?
So a year being 30 days would mean that she's 3 months old, which is even worse. You just proved an even worse point. That's even more barbaric. Holy fuck, dude.
Do you know which rabbis held which opinions in that same section?
Not by memory, but I can pull it right back up.
So you didn't read it. I memorized this whole page, right?
Oh, wow.
Wait, Thomas.
So when the police search your laptop, what are they going to find?
Can we let him speak and explain his understanding of Abishai just, for a minute?
Yeah, so Abishai, I'm not personally attacking you. So listen, like I said, I'm going to repeat it one more time, right? I'm going to pass it to Ariel. There's two different rabbis having two different opinions on how long a year should be. One says a year is equivalent to a day. One says a year is equivalent to 30 days. Do you know which rabbis held those opinions and why they're saying what they're...
Which ones and why?
So, Avishai, you don't know?
No, for the
You're lying, but go ahead. You're fucking lying. Go.
No, let him go.
Okay, so here, I'll pull it up for you, and let's see how many lines down it is from where you posted. Because it's literally on the same page, so that's how I know you never read it. So here. So, sir, one of them says a year is equal to one day. One that says a year is equal to 30 days, and all you have to do is go down literally 3 or 4 lines from where you're at. So you're at line 12, and see, Rabbi Meir says, according to Rabbi Meir, she can be betrothed. Here's a simpler question, man. What's the word for intercourse there in the actual manuscript?
Intercourse is bia.
Avishai? Can you
go ahead and finish your point, because I already have something to destroy. Go ahead and finish your point. We're not playing this back and forth tit for tat. Go.
Yeah. 30 more seconds, brother. Let's get to the point.
Well, I think I've proven Abishai's never read.
Wait, time out.
I'm going to destroy it right now for you, Lonzo. Can anybody in here tell me what the hymen is? Because it mentions specifically the hymen tearing, and that it comes back at 3 years old. So can anybody in here? Does anybody know what the hymen is?
What was the word for hymen in that?
Okay, so we all know what that is, and he's going to play semantics and say, what's the word for that? But it specifically says that if you tear the hymen before 3 years of age, that it comes back after, and it's as if you never had sex at all. It literally says that it's the same like placing a finger into the eye, just as in this case, the eye constricts, shed tears, and then returns to the original state. So too, in a girl younger than 3 years and 1 day old, the hymen returns to its original state. Thus, it is not considered intercourse. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You can say whatever you...
Does it say what tore the hymen?
Oh my God. Whoa.
Listen to these people. Listen to it.
I mean, Lonzo, if you're going to have these combos, I mean, respectfully, this is kind of all over the place. You got people calling people rape apologists. I'm reading as these people are speaking.
As many as possible, bro.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's possible. I'm reading online trying to get an explanation. Abishai, whatever his name is presenting a side that, according to many scholars online, is the side of trolls and anti-Semites and people with grudges. I don't know. I'm just hearing this, but I've read the whole 44A and 44B, and I don't get what he's getting. That's one thing. I also don't know anybody in the modern world who's going around arguing for sleeping with 3-year-olds.
Anybody there can read it. I posted the link. You might have to scroll up, but you can all see it. It says it right there.
I know, but a lot of this stuff is contextual, right? So these things don't exist. So I don't know the importance of the hymen in Jewish law. What is the importance? Does it have to do with who's a virgin, who's not a virgin, and this has marriage consequences?
You've heard the term popping someone's cherry, correct?
Hello. You are unhinged, bro.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm a realist. I'm just a real guy.
Down, please.
Well, this is why I'm asking him like particular questions.
Yeah, let me just finish my point. I don't know what they. It doesn't matter, bro. Let me just finish my point, please.
Well, what he's saying.
I don't know what's going on. I don't interrupt anybody. I don't know what these ancient texts are. Thousands of years ago, people are trying to understand how people get prepared for marriage, pieces of body growing back, all this kind of stuff. From our untrained eye, none of us here speak the language. None of us know the full context. If you pick and choose something out of a book as such, you don't know what it means. I just think your room, Lonzo, which was very, very good. Respectfully, it's not you, it's this guy and the people responding to him, because the responses really sound sick, I have to be honest. It is really tainting what I thought was a good room for a long time. And if somebody like me says, well, I don't know what this is, you got people calling me a rape apologist in the chat. All right. So I don't know.
You did just say that I'm an anti-Semite when I'm Jewish.
What you're going to do. I didn't say you were anti-Semite. You can be an anti-Semite and be Jewish.
Well, I'm not. I love my people.
Just like you could be black and be anti-Semite. You ever heard of the coon? Well, that was dumb. Now I just know you're dumb.
You just said you don't know what you're talking about. So, like, could you...
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, let me finish my point. So what I'm saying is people are calling people rape apologists. And it's corroding Lonzo's room. And that's why Lonzo's saying, whoa. Because people are talking about hymens of small kids. I don't think we should be talking about this at all.
But you would agree that's the book that wrote that is not a holy book, correct?
I don't think any book is holy. I think all of them are dumb.
Okay.
How's that for an answer?
That's a good answer.
I think they're stupid.
So, Avishai, do you know, like, in the original, like, language it was written in, what's the word for hymen there?
All right. This wow.
It's there for anybody that wants to read it.
All right. Thank y'all for coming. This has been an awesome room. Oh man. Thanks for coming, y'all.
Good.
How does it feel?
It feels nice.
So like when you So when you wake up in the morning, do you feel a little different?
No, I feel quite human.
No, but like, when you wake up in the morning, do you feel like I'm a Paki, or do you feel like I'm normal?
What am I supposed to feel like? I don't understand.
No, I mean like, so when you wake up in the morning, so when I wake up in the morning, yeah, I'm like,
It's fucking stop.
So, well, when I wake up in the mornings, yeah, I'm like, alhamdulillah, what a beautiful day. But like, so when you wake up in the mornings, are you like, I'm up? Or
Yeah, shut the fuck up, doctor.
You're such an arsehole. If you think you're being funny, being racist to me, I wake up in the morning thinking, shit, I've got to switch my alarm off, I've got to get ready, I've got to get to work. I don't think, oh my god, I'm a Paki. You dickhead.
Okay, but do you like tandoori chicken?
Fuck off.
Sacrifice your life for Pakistan? What do you mean? I want to be violent.
Shut up, you dickhead.
you guys are too much, bro. I can't take you so serious, bro.
You're not too much. Listen, hey, doctor, she was mad at me because I said you're a Man City fan. Hey, XO, do you think I'm the nicest here now?
No.
No. Okay. One guy just asked for 2 tandoori chicken skewers. And
You know what? Tandoori chicken skewers show up their ass. That's what. You're not even funny.
Hey, sorry, where's my hat?
Where's your what? Oh, fuck off.
Where's mine?
Bro, I'll give you one, it's okay.
You're a racist.
How?
Make it out that it's shit being a Paki.
No, it would just, look. You know, like when a black person wakes up and the first thing they think of is, where's my Kool-Aid? So do you...
So what's it like being Syrian?
So when you wake up, do you look for, I don't know, your butter chicken?
I don't eat butter.
Butter chicken?
I don't eat butter chicken.
What are you gonna do with butter chicken?
What? Do you know what? I don't even know what to say about Syria because it's just such a sad situation that I don't even know
You
how
can't
to say
say nothing.
Because it's just like really fucking.
Don't make fun of your dead Muslim
I'm just
brothers
kidding.
and sisters.
You know I'm just kidding, right?
And all you see is like relief, charity, aid, like fuck.
Can you stop making fun of your Muslim brothers and sisters?
I'm not. I'm just saying it's such a
Don't
sad
even go there.
Like I want to roast you lot.
You know, well, I actually love Pakistan.
I go on
And the reason why I love it
don't even go there.
because I always wanted to be pilot.
I do.
You can't roast anyone, you know. You can't roast anyone.
At least.
Listen, with the videos you guys have, you guys can't do nothing because Pakistan is in Zabad.
Fuck it, I love it.
I won't do it.
I love it.
I won't do it no more.
So are you a teacher?
Fuck off.
You can teach.
What do you do for a living? A pilot.
That's exactly why.
But you gotta admit, your country's kind of corny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, Pakistan is in the butt. Oh,
when was the last time you went back to your country?
I was born in the UK, so I go back to visit like my nan, who's no longer with us.
Do Pakistani girls like white guys?
Sorry?
Do Pakistani girls like white guys in the UK?
Yeah, I think they do. Some of them do.
That's gross.
Yeah.
It's kind of shameful.
I think to be honest, I've had enough of like brown boys.
Do you like white guys?
I to be honest, how does like if a brown boy wants to like get with a girl, what does he do? I want to do it. Can you do it right now? 30.
Are you not feeling all right today?
I'm feeling great.
That's enough. That's enough. I don't want her to cry. She's a good person.
I feel like her.
I'm not crying over you, imbecile.
You wouldn't cry over us. Come on. If I died today, you wouldn't cry?
No.
What about if he dies now?
I don't know him. He's just a voice on the internet.
Yeah, but I have a cool voice.
He's a voice with feelings and all of that. Well, I hate my neighbors. Take kids. What are you lot up to? Poon, XO. Hello. Hello. What the no. Can you guys hear me or what? The fuck is going on? Hypnosis, what's going on, bro?
Hello, can you hear me?
What's good, Hypnosis?
Can you hear
I know
me?
you're there, you little monkey boy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it echoing or no?
Nice, you're fine.
I'm good. How are you doing? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum.
Salam, where's my salam, bro? All communication is hypnosis. Give me the full assalamu alaikum response, bravo.
Walaikum, you little monkey boy.
Scenario does not, like, what part of that is discrimination? What part of, so I would agree with you if we were talking about speech, but even in the bill in and of itself, it says this is not.
Okay, right. So that's why I didn't want to harp on the example. Whatever the example of this policy / bill, previously policy, not bill, or could be bill, being used to prevent discrimination against Jewish people, because that's the entire point. Whatever that scenario is, don't focus on what the example is. Would it not, being a bill, being codified into law, encourage a department to actually take action when they previously, maybe if it's just policy.
They can't
Would be
because
looser.
what you do outside of work or school. I mean, you technically
Now we're
can't.
talking about-
Forget the tweet. Forget the tweet.
Yeah,
Forget the tweet.
We've been
Forget the
over
tweet.
this a few times. This only clarifies when it's already a problem to discriminate. So if you have a campus policy against discrimination, then this law defines what discrimination is. I am not aware of, and I don't believe there is any policy of a student in their dorm room discriminating. They have the full right to do that. You can tweet against black people. You can tweet against whatever you want. You can be a white supremacist. That you can be anti-white. That's not a problem. The problem is if there is a policy, and Claudia Gabriel is the example. She was asked, "Is this against your rules and ethics?" And she's like, "I don't know." So that's a problem. So if you have a rule that says discrimination is unacceptable under these circumstances, this defines discrimination. That's all the law does.
That didn't answer my question. It really didn't answer my question at all. I love if somebody can answer my question. No, it didn't. In that scenario where that does happen, that discrimination, not because someone is Jewish, but because they're Israeli or because they support Israel, right? And this definition now expands to include them. With being a bill not encourage them to take action.
No, because in that scenario, that student will be considered a discriminating figure, which is irrelevant because there's no law against that.
Mayor, it's not you're not. Here's the thing that I think is missed here, and Trav, this might go to what you're saying, is that while policies allow for civil action, this might, and I'm trying to find out if this is true, but this might turn into federal crime. Like you can take it in federal courts. Before, a policy, if someone did something that went against the school's policy, the IHRA definition with the executive order, all the executive order in 2019 that Trump did, to just say, hey, remember everybody, this matters. But it wasn't a law. Now it will be federal law, which then allows this to go to a far more...
No. The law was already there. It was already there that you can't discriminate against people based on a protected class. So, listen, I hear what you're saying, but... Like, you can take the way in which Title VI has been utilized previously and in some way patchwork what you would say is a range or a definition of how it's applied. This just specifies one specific common one that doesn't require you doing that. And in either of those cases, you can take what has been utilized under Title VI and say, hey, we're going to apply this exterior, or we're going to apply this in some other way. You can do that with an established common definition, or you can do that with established rulings, and you can do it with either.
Yeah, Kelly, I hear you, and I agree with you across the board. I'm just saying, I wonder if, because it will be a law, that it's seen differently in the courts is all I'm saying. I don't know the answer. As much as I despise Brent, I wish he was here to talk about that, because I think he might be.
You think the fact that it's a bill that, so you think that the definition being passed as a bill will make this definition easier to apply? Like, I think that's possible, but I also think, that what's much more likely is it'll make it easier to strike down.
I still don't. Yeah, I still don't think anybody's answering my question, but it's cool. We can move on.
I thought I did. Sorry, I thought that was answering your question.
No. That is interesting what you said, but yeah, I'm just still curious. If it just seems fishy about these arguments we made, like, oh, well, it's not really going to do anything, but like it could actually help in a lot of scenarios. Okay, then it is doing something. So let's be honest about what it's going to do. So again, I'm just trying to. I want people to understand that there are a lot of people out there who aren't against, me included, who aren't against defining a definition of anti-Semitism, and are 100% not against there being anti-discrimination coded into law, like for sure, and clearly defined. Just think that there is danger in expanding this specific definition and codifying it into law that Israel, expanding it to basically include attacks on Israel, discrimination against people based on, their affiliation with Israel as opposed to just being Jewish. That is a dangerous step to take. And it's like, it just feels like you're being dishonest if you say that, well, it's not going to actually do that. It's like,
well, no. So Trav, I mean, if we set aside the fact that this was already in policy, which in effect for the purposes of what this bill does, kind of the same thing. I understand that the argument against executive orders also changes that, but let's just simplify it to pretend as though that policy was not there before. I don't disagree with you, but I like I said, I also think that number one, what the definition is matters. And I think that that's less about whether or not the bill is good or bad. but I think that if you were to compare two schools, one which, again, we've seen so many different schools and letters that have been sent out by the deans. Like, I think that we could probably all think of schools that have very expansive definitions of what they consider to be anti-Semitism versus schools that have very limited ones. So I do think that it could have the opportunity for a school to apply a broader definition. Again, if we pretend like this wasn't already established in policy. But I also think, just as likely, that this could prevent schools from having a more expansive definition of anti-Semitism. I think that we don't assume that the expansive definition is necessarily one that's out there because we don't see, especially recently, we haven't seen riots and things like that on those campuses putting it in the eye of what's going on. But I don't know, I can think of a whole lot of other ways in which universities, I think that, yes, universities, I think many of us would agree that there's a liberal bent to them, but I don't think that there's such an extreme leftist progressive bent that you don't have protections expanded, maybe beyond what they need to be, just for the sake of, not running afoul of some kind of a rule. So I can see it setting the stage for expanding some definitions and limiting some. And so, I don't know, that's just, like, I'm not trying to make a value judgment on the fact that it applies the definition. If you're going to Columbia, I think that the example you lay out is one that people might be concerned about. But if you're going to some other schools, like some of the ones in Florida we've seen, maybe it's one that prevents punitive action against students for certain things that were included in their definition prior.
And it does, Trav, to your point, I'm reading here that the definition affirms that criticism of Israel is not anti-Semitism, but it does also say that how lines may be crossed, and it says here, such as denying the Jewish people's right of self-determination. So therefore, if someone is in class, a teacher says Jews have no right, Zionism is bullshit, and Jews have no right to be in Israel. I mean, Kelly, according to the IHRA definition.
Well, okay, I hear you, but that's speech. What's the discrimination? What have they done with that belief to discriminate against?
Because the working definition of IHRA spells out it is discrimination. Literally, it says this is discrimination. If you say this, again, that the right Jewish people's right of self-determination, if you go against that, according to IHRA, I don't have to read it exactly, but according to the IHRA definition, that is against the rules. And if you say the IHRA definition is now the guiding principle, then Trav might be onto something, saying that if a teacher said that in class, or if it was said in class and the teacher did nothing, and then the district or the college or the university did nothing, theoretically that could be against the law.
So, I mean, I brought this up.
Where's
before.
the law?
I think people's perception, or at least maybe it goes university to university, but this does not establish what is or is not discrimination. Discrimination policy is not included in that bill. A definition is. The discrimination policy is created on these campuses, like obviously with guidelines provided from the Department of Education. But speech codes are separate from like the discrimination that we're talking about. And also, like, these are individual circumstances that you're responding to. This is like, obviously it's going to some degree shape the way individual circumstances are responded to, but this bill passes a definition that is used to determine whether or not universities are applying their discrimination codes equally across all groups.
Right, but what he's saying, what Andrew's saying though is that in that scenario that he laid out, that statement would previously.
Where's the discrimination?
That's what I'm getting
No,
at.
you guys are saying it is discrimination based on the.
No, it's discriminate. You'd be a professor who's used discriminatory language in class.
So what?
Whatever your
But
university
this bill
would do.
does not define speech as discrimination.
University professors ever get like? What?
No, you guys are adding some.
You don't think universities have policies against that?
If that's a problem with the pop.
Yes.
Exactly. This definition is too broad.
No. Listen, it doesn't matter if there are speech codes and you have issue with speech codes, then that's a problem with speech codes.
No. Just I have issue with it applying to Israel.
Okay, Trev, let's make this very simple.
That's not discrimination, it's a country.
Trev, this is very simple. If a university has a rule against discrimination speech in class, that's problematic because teachers use as teaching devices, they say inflammatory things to watch how the students respond. So this is a good teaching tool. So if a teacher were to say in the class something as horrific as, I think we should have segregated neighborhoods and all people that come from Africa should only be allowed to live in those few blocks. Now, the teacher may do that for multiple reasons. I'm unaware that that's illegal according to or against any university policy. If it is, it shouldn't be. But if I pass a bill that says saying things like that is racist, it's not my definition that's the problem. It's the policy that you have a problem with. So I agree with you. I don't know for sure. I don't think universities have gone this far. If they do, they shouldn't. But I also understand what Kelly's saying. All this is a definition. Now we have to look at the policies of universities and see if they're taking the policy too far.
Well, my whole stance is just that, again, the definition that goes too far, including like verbal attacks on Israel as discriminatory language is the only thing I have a problem with.
Hold on, Trev. Okay, listen. Let me bridge the gap here, Mayor. It's like there are ways in which these 11 things that are laid out can be interpreted exactly the way that Trav is stating them because of the way the words are laid out. Like it's very clear that it could be read that way. I think others could make a case to be read another way, but I don't think there's a whole lot of room for argument here. I think Trav's making a point here that I agree with. The reason that, and I've already said that I think in terms of this bill, if that's where the issue lies, it's not with the bill in and of itself, it's with the definition that this bill puts into law. Now, obviously this bill has been policy for, 6-7 years now. And like, I imagine we could probably find some ways. I think Mary even referenced some issues that have been brought up with it before. I don't think there's any issue with what Trav's saying specifically, but this is an issue with the how broad this definition is. And but when it comes just to speech, I would say that I don't even care about how broad this definition is. I think if you're talking about schools, especially public schools, putting in speech code policies, like speech violation policies, that is in tandem with something that I think is a fair criticism. That is something that's a way bigger criticism because ultimately what you're complaining about is the fact that somebody would be prevented from like expressing themselves verbally about another nation. So I don't disagree with you. It's just that this scenario that you're laying out is complicated by two things. And the biggest complication is that you're saying that we should assume that public universities are going to have these kinds of like broad speech codes in place, which I don't think that they should, because I think that would also be run afoul of their First Amendment rights, which specifically in this bill, it says that this definition in no way should be, should like cross that. It should not be a cross.
Right. It just seems nuts that there'd be one country in the world that it's codified discriminatory to, verbally attack, and no other country would that apply except Israel except in America against Israel. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, that's the part that I understand is difficult. It's because there's no other people right now who are so uniquely identified by a nation. Like I'm reading right now, the HolocaustRemembrance.com was where IHRA really comes from. This organization kind of put it together, and then an international body in 2015 came up with the 2 sentences that talks about what the IHRA definition is. What they did is they said, here are ways, and I'm reading it right now just to make sure I'm not wrong. Here are ways that people use anti-Semitism to harm Jews historically. And so a lot of them is just simple stuff is like exaggerating the Holocaust, and it gives a whole bunch of examples. Now, the law does not state that using these examples and denying Jewish people the right of self-determination by claiming existence of state of Israel is racist, blah, blah, blah. None of these things are necessarily against the law, but these are things that, in a totality, the IHRA definition says these things historically are against what this working definition means. So to your point, I agree with you that if taken to a wider level, people could get in trouble for saying to me, if I were on a campus or in a school of any kind that's federally funded, any of these things, and the school district says, or the university says nothing about it, does nothing. Theoretically, you are correct. They could get in big trouble for it if
a judge decided that yes, those things are historically anti-Semitic, so therefore you should have done something about it. But it remains to be seen whether or not it'll ever happen. But it's possible. It's obviously possible because it's in the history of that work together.
Yeah, and I'd be completely in favor of this bill if the definition was basically like, included a list of things like you mentioned, the Holocaust denial, all those, any classic anti-Jewish tropes. I'm not against that concept of codifying that into law at all.
Yo, man, this whole Middle Eastern shit is wearing everybody.
Fact.
Like all these kids at these colleges, bro, they don't even know why they protesting, bro. They hungry for a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. I see motherfucker, why you protesting? Why y'all protesting out here, bro? They literally like, bro, we ain't even educated enough to tell you why we protest. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? What you mean, bro?
Yeah, that's always the case, though. I mean, it's still a fair criticism, but that's always the case.
Annoying as fuck,
Any
bro.
movement has that, yeah.
I think that that our culture is addicted to that. I think that we've been set up. We want to constantly have this binary and go at each other's throats. I mean, I think it's simply what it is. And I saw somebody make a commentary on this the other day, and they said these young people are arguing over this thing that's happening so far away from them, but they're fucked in terms of like being able to like buy a home. Job market's slowing, inflation might be trending back up. I mean, there's a lot of other shit to be really worried about pragmatically in this country. And I thought it was interesting that was the criticism that this one young man was making about his peer.
Well, that's because all these college students, bro, they think they smart because they on their way to get a fucking piece of paper that launches them into, $30,000+ worth of damn debt and shit. And then they get the degree and then realize that they've been told their whole life to be a certain kind of smart, but the real world doesn't require them to be that kind of smart. That Excel spreadsheet, Canva using, fucking smart, like nigga, that shit don't really matter, bro. That's not real applicable smarts, bro. Get the fuck out of here. They lack wisdom. The generation of a ton of experience and no wisdom at all.
I think it's interesting when people say that. Yeah, and that statement varies a lot between whether it's completely true or completely false based on what school you're talking about, right? I've experienced it myself from going to like an extremely hard school to get into, and then like undergrad, it's high school. I don't give a fuck. I'm not flexing, whatever. Did well in high school, got into a hard college for undergrad, and then I considered a graduate program at a not as hard to get into school, but had to take some like summer like prerequisites that were with undergrads. Anyways, long story short, the difference between those two experiences were fucking night and day, bro. Like, there are universities out there, I know not everybody can go to them, but are really, really giving you a fucking quality education and you can, like, get everything out of it that you put into it. There's also schools that treat you like kids still for some reason when you're in college, and like you said, just, like, give you busy work and all that type of shit. So it really does depend.
Hi, this is Easy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I think you even have to go back even further because I worked for an educational publishing company for 10 years. And one of the things that you'll find is that in elementary level already there, especially in the public school system, especially in the United States, they have what's called the Common Core system, and what's missing from it is critical thinking skills. And you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like you look at two things and you try to figure out, gee, what's going on here? Problem solving, right? Looking at text, looking at contents of maybe 2 or 3 different sources, and determining for yourself where you can find the facts, where you can find the truth. The critical thinking skills is like extremely important. And unfortunately, with the way that the world now is all based on getting information from the internet, what's happening is the brain itself in younger children is already changing. It's already rewiring. It's rewiring in such a way that it basically just runs through headlines, but it does not consume the content so that it can decipher on their own what is fact, what is fiction, what is true, what is not. So the critical thinking skills is extremely important early on in the educational pathway of our children. And without it, they're going to struggle regardless. And everything that's in college isn't going to make any difference, to be honest. But so the publishing company I work for started creating books and sources in order to teach critical thinking skills. But the public school system, unless you are in certain states, and you could probably guess which ones they are. Florida is one. Texas was another. These states take their educational funding, okay, and they put them into these types of resources to teach their citizens how to think through things. So anyway, I thought I would just bring that up, coming from an educational background in the publishing industry. Thanks.
Yeah, and I hear you. It just gets on my nerves when people talk about, to like, oh, I knew I would never use calculus in the real life. And I know it's not what Elijah said, but you hear that a lot. College is a scam. You learn a bunch of shit that you're never going to use in the real world. As if critical thinking skills aren't a thing, as if like problem solving skills aren't a thing, as if like if you can get to like, advanced calculus level math, as if you haven't developed certain skills that are going to apply across the board without you realizing it to your just ability to think and solve problems. Like, you're crazy. I don't understand how people don't get that concept of education. It's not just about one-to-one, like memorizing knowledge and then using it in 5 years. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, there's a reason why liberal arts colleges create liberals. It's not because it's in the name. It's because they tend to teach critical thinking. There's more coursework on history and on debate. And the more you do debate, you go two ways. Either you become more an honest person with yourself, or you learn how to be dishonest and use debate to be dishonest. And critical thinking, charges people to either be more fair and honest with yourself or learn how to manipulate people. So, I hope to think that more critical thinking to actually become better people.
I think that also can be an argument made, which I was kind of trying to make earlier, is that younger people tend to be more liberal too. So the culture of a university is often that. And I mean, I think there have been studies that show that, as people get older, they become more conservative. So I just wanted to kind of put that point out there too, because, it almost, sometimes it goes into, I'm not saying this is where it was going, but sometimes it goes into conspiratorial thinking, and it's kind of like, there is just, generational differences.
Well, there's a reason why Austin is the liberal bastion of Texas. It can't just be because geologically it worked out like that. It's because something happens in Austin that creates people to become, outside of the trends of just the neighboring cities, more liberal. And it's because people, the more you get, for instance, what's that saying? The more you get around the world, the more liberal you tend to be. Because you start to learn about different people and customs and cultures, and it opens your brain up.
Andrew, it's so wet and smacky, and make it stop.
That's another thing about Austin. You guys got the humidity and the rain. We just have the rain up here without the humidity. So
no, I'm talking about your mouth.
Austin is very wet and smacky.
No,
it's very bad.
yeah, I'm talking about your mouth.
I see what you're saying. Sorry about that. I was just eating some Cheetos.
But no, there's also another trend and to what Andrew was saying on top of that is, not trend, but, pattern that happened more recently where, you have this theory of, conservatives say, the liberal colleges are brainwashing their kids. As a lot of the conservative party also moves in a very unacademic direction in their views on a lot of topics, including scientific topics. And so when those things compound and they're going directly against science and against academics, and then also saying all those universities are doing is brainwashing people, there are going to be no, now if that's the definition of conservatism, yeah, there are going to be no conservatives in higher education because y'all don't even like believe this shit exists. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's a broad statement, but it a segment of that definitely.
No, I mean, I think you're getting at something that's true, Travis, but you're doing it in a weird way, which I think is a bad way to do it. You're negating one form of extremism by pointing out another one. I hear you though, but I don't think that all conservatives are represented by the most extreme. I think it's a lot easier to make a case though that universities, not in totality, but
you're not.
Yeah, Kelly, you're in the matrix.
You're cursed today.
But isn't it also about funding? So you have your medical industry, the education system is funded by big pharma. So what happens, and what has been happening for the last few decades, is the students are learning that
easy. Hold on to that. I think I'm back. I want to make the point, and then I want to let you state yours and not lose it in what I was trying to say. So just hang tight and then go right to it after I finish. I was just saying, Travis, that I think that there's a better case to be made that that the universities that people are talking to, the higher education, our university system has a higher representation of more extreme progressive ideas in it than you can say the broad populace of Republicans or conservatives do. Like, I do think that there are plenty of people, the extreme right-wing people you're talking about who have just rejected education, that exists, but it doesn't mean that the claim about universities doesn't exist. And as a matter of fact, I would say that it's totally fair to say that some of your more extreme left-wing ideology is found at universities relative to the rest of society. Like, you're going to find more of it in universities than you find in other places. So I get your point. I think it's a fine point, but I don't think it negates the original claim.
Well,
Anyways,
let me just clarify one thing. Can I just in response clarify one thing? I definitely hear you on all that. A simpler way to put what I said is probably more concise. Would be, I think there's reasons why it's hard to imagine there are many like diehard Trump supporting advanced calculus professors in the U.S. and those reasons are not because they've been like brainwashed by liberalism. It's because Trumpism, which is now the mainstream, that's why I said a recent trend. It's because Trumpism in itself has no space in it because of what it's become for anyone who has the capabilities to become. Again, there are exceptions, but in general, those people are not going to support Trump. It's just obvious, like they're not.
Right. No, I don't. Again, I'm not disagreeing with that, but you can't take a recent trend and apply it to a trend that's existed for a long time, which is.
Well, no, it's a snowball, is what I'm saying. It's been a snowball over the last 20 years, is what I'm saying. It's gotten
okay. So it's just people on the right. People on the right are able to become creative, the snowball effect, but not people on the.
No. I mean, there was probably a snowball effect with the Bush thing. Like, I think Bush, the whole 8 years of Bush probably, did something similar with pushing academia, I guess in that direction, like the conspiracy theories being true about, not conspiracy theories, but the conservative theories being true about liberal brainwashing in college or whatever. Bush probably pushed things in that direction. I'm just saying that I think Trump, and really back to the Tea Party, that whole kind of wave of conservatism has eliminated the room in the Republican mainstream party for academic type people, just in general. NPR listeners, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's just not just simple as politics. I think that you have people with agendas and you have people with money and those who have money want to make more money usually, and just simplifying it, and will use whatever institutions they need in order to make that happen. And unfortunately, for example, our medical education system, again, as I mentioned, is funded primarily by big pharmaceutical companies. And what that does is skews the way that medicine is seen, that not only just the schooling, but the research as well, to skew towards their advantage, right? So if you're in business to make money and you're a big pharmaceutical, you want to make sure that you continue to sell the big pharmaceutical solutions and drugs and whatnot. So what you get then is you get students who graduate from the system who probably don't, and most of them don't, and I've listened to the doctors mention this, that they're lucky to get hours of nutrition education, for example. Not even a course, not even a class. They're lucky to just get a little bit of time in their whole med school of what the food does for our system. Food, right, is the original medicine for our bodies, right? It's the nature in itself that does these wonderful things to keep our systems running, well. Unfortunately, your last few decades, you've been cranking out. Pharmaceutical companies crank out little robots. I'm not seeing them as conservative or liberal. I'm seeing them as little robots that are going to do.
Damn, Jay Braska kicked me. It's war. This is Yulia's Israel room with Pamala, Linda, Masad.
Everyone is quiet. You can continue to speak.
She kicked me. Why did they kick me? They must think that I am trying to record them. Oh, look, my YouTube is a lot of people. Maybe someone knows I am recording them. Interesting. This is called Could You Date OnlyFans Model?
I think we should start. What I don't like nowadays is the
because hoes does dates all day. She be like, I'm finna go on a date. I'm finna go on a date. I'm finna go on a date. She don't never say I'm finna be in a relationship. I'm finna be. So it's a difference.
Let's just be honest though. Like back in the day when you were dating somebody, you were in a relationship. Nowadays, people have moved hoeing to the title of dating. Dating simply was in a relationship with somebody. That's my girlfriend. That's my boyfriend. We haven't got married yet. Then when we get engaged, that's my fiance. And then we get married. So when people are hoeing, right? Say I'm just out here slanging that dick like a helicopter, or she out here just throwing that pussy. We gotta stop saying that's date. Motherfuckers just out here sleeping around, chesting their options.
Nah, hey, but look.
We can sleep. I sleep around and fuck a lot of shit that I would never cuff. I might. We all done did it. We all done did some shit that we wouldn't do.
It's more like you dating because you just experienced her for
not the same.
No, dating is I'm in a relationship with you without being married. So we date each other. I'm exclusively dating you. It's like we are dating each other, me and you together. Now we could go on a date, but we're not dating.
Let's hear from the. Okay, so what happens when if a woman say I'm just dating right now? Do you think she just dating one man or
she probably dating multiples, and
that's my point.
And that's on you. Hold on. She probably dating multiples, and if you want that to stop, it's on you to be the hunter-gatherer that you are, the king that you are. Step in there, make major plays, so you knock out everybody in competition.
Right.
It ain't no big three. It's just big meat. Now come home.
And I can agree.
Hold on, let Ryan say something real quick.
Hell no, they're talking about pussy and the chick.
I'll say this. If you ain't got no Israel boy, you ain't got no PU, you should be dating no motherfucker OnlyFans by
me. Hold up. Who said that?
You should be dating that.
Hey,
all right, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Because I say it's because it's out your league. You know what I'm saying? Because you are going to have emotional attachments to her deeper than what she has it in for you. You know what I'm saying? So they within your league. And I'm not trying to diss nobody or belittle nobody, but she's made for some Israel. She made for some pimping. That's it. That's all. If you ain't got that in you, no, you should not be fucking with an OnlyFans model type of model, because at the end of the day, she ain't gonna like you to that point. She gonna stop doing what she's doing.
Man.
She needs some intimate in life.
Hey, man. Say, man. You know what you know. That's why I say, like, bro, if you in a relationship, all that shit is out the way. All that, you know, you got a straight understanding.
Yeah.
But that's why, my bad, go ahead.
Here's the deal. Could I get an OnlyFans model? Hell yeah, because I send that. I send her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send mine. That's what it's going to be about. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what nobody think about what I'm doing. I'm sending that bitch. That's what I'm supposed to be doing if I'm dating with those type of models. Because I already know somebody's going to offer the big bag. And if I'm in that type of lifestyle, you better go get to it.
Right. And that's where niggas fail, because
that's
niggas,
your profession.
Yeah, niggas be really having feelings for them, and then when they see that she compromising whoop-de-wop this for some money, your heart is all the way in it to where you basically what you saying, Ryan, is 100% true, bro. I gotta second that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. That's when he's out of his league, because he should not be having those square feelings for some bra on that level. He should not be having those square feelings for it.
Facts.
And that's on him.
Let's ask the ladies about how they feel about this topic. Ladies, how y'all feel about this topic?
To piggyback real quick. If they ain't looking at my girl, I don't know. I feel something wrong if they ain't looking at her.
What?
Yeah, ladies, Ashley, how you feel about this topic, Ashby? If you still there. What about you, Duchess? How you feel about this topic? And then listen to the ladies.
I have no thoughts about it. I don't really care.
Oh, you said you don't care?
Come on, Duchess. Stop it.
Nah, she said she don't care. There it is.
Man, she be having a whole lot to say.
What about a black woman?
I think men being honest is very valuable, because I think men we should stop trying to build a bear people. I think you should find what fits you and stay out people's lanes. You know what I'm saying? And I think people that are in certain lanes should find people that complement that lane they in. Like, I don't think a square dude that want a family or a real exclusive relationship should be with a sex worker, as to say. And I don't think a sex worker should try to be with a square dude, because they don't align, they don't match, it doesn't go together. I think people should pick their own lane. We shouldn't be trying to change them hoes, save them hoes. Should let them do what the fuck they do.
All right, black woman, what you was gonna say?
Black
woman, black woman.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to say to the topic?
Mm-mm.
We'll talk to the topic
again. Okay.
I like your natural hair, Black.
What's that?
Stay.
She geek.
I like natural hair. Shit, you up there, Bell? I don't give a fuck.
You got me a big head.
I mean, that motherfucker is kind of big though, but it's cool.
And I'm not even Somali.
Hey, Tia, how you feel about the topic, Tia? Oh damn, the females ain't trying. Hey, yeah, you gotta.
I mean, we can counter it. I mean, with women desire to date a drug dealer or a street nigga.
Hey, you'll notice on this clubhouse shit when it get quiet, that's because y'all niggas is speaking that truth. And when it's lies, that's when a whole bunch of arguments get cracking off.
Oh, you said women get to talking when it's lies?
Yeah, but when it's the truth, they quiet as a motherfucker, because they ain't trying to jump out there with that truth.
Women are going gay. Y'all be saying stupid shit.
Oh, wow.
You see the lies? Do you see the lie right there?
Yeah, it's quiet.
See? But the shit, the truth shall make you free, man.
Everybody, what's
up, mine?
All I know is the more you hoe, the more you know.
Y'all gotta bring standards back. That's the thing. Y'all trying to normalize bad behavior. When y'all can have standards. That's it.
Hey, bro, how you gonna sit? Let me be quiet.
Could I date an OF model, OnlyFans model? If she's cool, I mean, if we have a vibe. If we don't, I'm not gonna date her.
Doing it, bro.
I'm keeping it back with that.
Man, to say that's my woman and she's all over the internet, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Y'all different type of man. Yeah, no, for real.
Y'all different type of men.
Man, there's a lot of women.
It's a lot of women
all over the internet, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say like they had made a distinction earlier because I was assuming OnlyFans was only talking about like those doing porn, but it's like you said, it's a model. It don't say OnlyFans porn star. So to say like because somebody's got their face or their presence on the internet that they deviant or they misfits, I think that's egregious to make that.
I don't knowledge because majority, and listen, bro, if she is on the internet showing her body off, I don't give a damn because it say model, bro. She's showing her body off for a reason, for attention. Somebody gonna give her enough to where they gonna get her time, they gonna get her in action. So all that, oh, she just on OnlyFans to pay for college and get because nigga, her actions when she off the camera is probably the same when she on the camera, man.
That's probably not true.
I don't believe that.
Like Ryan said.
Nah, that's false on that.
Can I respond to what he said real quick?
I mean, let them date OnlyFans models. We don't even have to argue. You want to date an OnlyFans model? Go for it.
I mean,
go ahead, Knowledge. Go ahead. You want to date an OnlyFans model? Go for it.
Nah, man, I be smoking a lot of weed, so I can't. I forget if too many seconds go past.
Man, that shit is not that strong, bro.
Now let me ask a question. Knowledge, would you date an OnlyFans model?
I clarified this earlier. If it's a model, yeah, I've dated a model before. She wasn't OnlyFans because I'm a photographer.
Now saying would you date an OnlyFans model?
I'm trying to answer the question, bro. If it's modeling, if it's a model, I don't have no issue with that. I can't date a porn star though. If she's like fucking on camera, that just don't fit with my life. I'm not gonna call her a misfit. It just don't resonate with my lifestyle. But if she's just a model, like that's cool because it's all type. Like all modeling is not just like all sexual in nature. You just need people are gonna they're not gonna get. They're gonna look at whatever it is they're modeling. And they're not going to get caught up in, oh, who is this ugly motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So I got models that they do product modeling. Some of them do clothing modeling or whatnot. Some of them is modeling wearing swimsuits. That's just come with the job. Women going to get attention regardless. A woman can be fully clothed. She can wear a goddamn comforter. Niggas still going to be on her tip. Man, she thick. You can't even really see the thickness. So I think it's...
Hey, Knowledge, who was Moneybag Yo's girl? What's her name?
I don't know, bro.
Ari or something like that.
Okay, now
she
how many
bust
y'all...
down.
Hold on. How many of y'all would date Ari? Don't lie.
Oh, hell of a fuck no.
I wouldn't do it.
Me?
Hey.
Me? I told you she likes Ari.
I wouldn't do it.
Likes girls.
Man, yes y'all would, man.
I would. You would, but it's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't. Ain't nothing wrong with you doing it, but everybody don't have the same preferences. Some niggas date fat women, some niggas date skinny women. We all got preferences. I don't think we all like the same women.
Is you gonna wife
Ari?
I sure the fuck can.
Off the chain, but niggas ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, man. She an OnlyFans model, or this, that, and the third. Come on, man. She in y'all present, y'all cat.
I don't know. I don't date a woman for her money or her clout. So the things that she has don't have no value to me.
Bro, do you know how many times I've seen Ari in the club?
Man, Ari is a bust down, bro.
This all I'm gonna say, right? This all I'm gonna say. If say a man get a female that's wholesome and all of these things, right? All right, but it's not adding up in the bedroom. All right, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go find the best eater that you still got on the roster, right? You're gonna find the biggest freak that you can still talk to, still pull, right? And you're gonna go get yours off, right? Okay, so why not have your main chick be just as nasty?
I mean, it's not a problem of your woman being nasty. Your woman can be nasty and be for streets.
OnlyFans model.
That's true. I agree
I'm saying though, look. I'm saying though, you could have a OnlyFans and be married. Like I'm a married man with wives on OnlyFans. So if I'm listening to y'all, my wives are lower credit just because
hey, but you in a polygamous relationship, my guy.
No, I said who said Ari is a bust down? Who said that?
I said Ari a bust down on some free shit.
That's what's up.
Y'all do factually acknowledge though that the majority of women are not sex workers. They don't have an OnlyFans. So it's not like why are we trying to like campaign for these hoes so much? Fuck them bitches.
Hey, nah, but I know a lot of registered nurses and traveling nurses that's really out here getting their shit smacked on while they out here.
But y'all saying it like everybody ain't. Everybody is. Come on now. It might just
So everybody hoeing then. Everybody.
No, I said it might be with one person.
It's a
Y'all
good.
said ain't nobody out here fucking.
I mean, we're not keeping it at the standard that women have to be virgins. We already lost that by majority, but we don't have to have women that's out here.
Like if I was a nurse, I would not fucking you.
Wait, what?
All I'm saying is, let's find OnlyFans models, right?
He can't hear you, Black, on that metro.
Like I say something
I
real
don't
quick.
got metro. Shut up.
My thing is this: the problem with all this shit is this. A lot of people want to be.
Wait, meet up. Somebody add him back up here. Who's abusing
That's
their
stupid
little?
and biracial. You know he's biracial.
Who's abusing their little green bean up in here?
Hey, let me say something real quick.
No, let me say what I
appreciate that, though.
Let me say what I gotta say first. Y'all been talking
I
all day.
appreciate that.
One mic on side.
I sent it to him. He up here now?
I'll say this real quickly. One thing, a problem with this shit is a lot of people want to play along with this game and really miss playing with this game because at the end of the day, this game ain't got no feelings. This game ain't got no emotions. You know what I'm saying? And you got to recondition your heart to play in this game and be successful at it. If you come into this shit with the emotions, man, this game will chew you up and spit you the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? That's what the game gonna do to you. So a lot of people want to get involved with some shit. They don't even know what's the consequences and the repercussions that come with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, know what you're getting into. If you got the stomach for it, then hey, play on. If you don't, leave this shit alone.
Man,
Hey, Ryan,
this is about the money, y'all.
It is about the money, but here's the deal. You can't have no emotions when you out here just trying to just get to the bag. Because real hoes ain't looking for a husband. Real hoes ain't looking for a boyfriend. Real hoes is looking for the next trick.
Exactly.
I don't think
Somebody spoke the truth, bro.
I don't think everybody dating know to be a pimp, right? So the men that are just dating to have a real relationship, they not caring about none of that. They not caring about no money. They not caring about that. That's why I say them men should leave them type of women alone. Now, a pimp, like you said earlier, that's a great man for them type of women, or a man who's really hypersexual, who's into that lifestyles type shit. He cool for that type of woman. They a great match, but every man ain't that. Some of us, we can't take that motherfucking pain and see our woman been getting smacked, or she been a stripper, or she been on the internet. Some niggas, it is what it is. We got weaknesses. I know me particularly, like, shit, my stomach hurt. I ain't gonna lie. If I knew my bitch was out here getting ran trains on and she been on the OnlyFans and stripping, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I leave because I checked out. I ain't got it. I ain't got that part. I'm looking at area.
And I also want. That's what's so good about being
I want to say something. You know the reason? Look, these women, literally, I deal with these women every single day. Dancers, OnlyFans. I live in Miami. I'm a party promoter. I deal with these women. I was just on the phone with a dancer like right before I came on Clubhouse. Literally, I deal with these women every day. I see their mentality. What Ryan just said is 100% true. They on a different type of time. Hey, you can't add. Hold up. If you can't add to their lifestyle, if you're not somehow positive in their lifestyle, they don't even give a fuck. That's why I don't even. This is why I say like promoting is just business. I would never date any woman in the industry. Never. Like you just setting yourself up for failure. And the men who do, I feel they just do it for maybe status or they've reached a certain status. But normal men are not going for those type of women. That's like the honest truth. Normal men are not going for the OnlyFans models, the dancers, the strippers. They're not going for women like that.
Now you know, and I be around a lot of celebrities, and I told there was one of them OnlyFans like stripper type women at the house with us one time, right? She always around us, but we was having a discussion, and I had told the lady, I said, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't date a woman like you. And she's like, what you mean? I said, I just know you're not for me. Like, you the type of woman that I see for, like, a drug dealer, a scammer, a ball player, like, an entertainer. I don't want that type of woman. I like me a square lame type of hoe. They go with me. I'm a lame. I want a lame.
Hey, but to wrap it all up, though, right? To wrap this all up, I think this is how you solve it, right? Anybody that's saying OnlyFans model is easy or, they equals hoe or anybody got access, go to your Instagram right now. Find you 3. I know it's easy. All right, go ahead, find you 3. DM right now. DM right now and come back in an hour or so. If you ain't got no message back, if you ain't getting no play, then I don't want to hear that it's easy. All
Hey,
right?
bro, you asking when you ask that, you asking me to be a sucker, and I can never be a sucker.
I'm gonna ask you to be a sucker. You can't go talk to somebody.
Yo, can I
Because listen, because listen,
Jay, wait, hold up.
These women got
stay reaching, not you, Jay.
These women got more game than these men nowadays, man, and that's the thing, right? A lot of
Is she a hoe? She should be able to
listen,
go, right?
y'all not listening. No, listen. Women play both sides of the field, bro, and they got more game than a little bit. But they appear as if they don't have. They appear as if they naive. They appear as if they don't.
Jay, I'm gonna tell you something.
No, you're not getting it. These women not getting it, but they is choosing.
Jay, it's not hard. Jay, it's not hard to get three. It's not hard to get three.
I'm just saying. Is it easy or not? Is it easy?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell you. It's not hard and easy. Look.
So it's easy. Okay, fine. Let's solve it right here. We don't.
But you gotta be that man, though. You gotta be that guy.
Hold up, let me talk.
Okay, so if it's easy, go do it.
It's not that hard, yo. Look, right now.
Hey, y'all go follow Katia Meeks.
Hey, hold up.
Bullshit.
Man, go follow my girl Katia Meeks on OnlyFans.
If I go right now on the OnlyFans girl, I know one. I'll just be like, yo, baby, can I take you out to Sexy Fish? Everything is on me.
Okay, so you know. I'm not saying that you know. We're saying, well, hold on. Listen. This is what you said, right? The whole topic here is a OnlyFans model is either A, easy, be a hoe. Like it's downgrading it, right? And what I'm saying is, okay, let's go find some OnlyFans models on our Instagram right now. And if it's so easy, somebody set something up right now. And what I'm hearing, instead of being like, okay, and being a man of action, I'm hearing y'all run your mouth. And it's not a problem.
I'm gonna do it right now.
But you're running your mouth.
No, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm on the phone.
I'm a show and prove type of person, right?
And I'm a screenshot it too.
Listen.
Nah, do it live.
Person. No, listen.
I'm doing it right now.
Person. Hear me out. I trade, right? When people came across and said, oh, that's a scam, it's not real. You can't be really doing that. You know what I did? I went to the fucking bank and pulled out money so that way you could see. Like, this is not just an everyday fucking thing. Okay? See what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Like, just show me. I don't like all that talking. We could talk all day until we blue in the face. But show and fucking prove. That's all.
No, for me, it ain't about somebody being easy or not. Like I said, it's more about how somebody carry themselves. So I don't think all models carry themselves in a certain way. You know, I think some models can be tactful. You know, I've dated some models and stuff like that in the past. But at the same time, they're not all created equal. You know, some might be out there really doing more than just modeling, and that's when you gotta have some discernment and realize what you really have and get to know, you know, what it is that you're getting yourself into. But anyway.
Hey, that was a good bill right there. You gotta have discernment because you can't make people a monolith. All models, whether it's OnlyFans or otherwise, ain't out there. Some of them just trying to have a career and like, okay, I have beauty and this will give me a job doing this, that, and the third to get some money. And that's where it stopped at. So I like what Var just said about the discernment part. What's funny, Stay? What you laughing?
I just sent a message. To 3 OnlyFans models girls.
I mean, it's really not no point.
So I'm gonna wait.
I'm gonna wait till I get rid of his point. But at the end of the day, women choose, right? Even women that are highly thottish, even hoes choose a pimp. They don't be hoes for every man walking down the street. They choose a pimp.
That's
so just like an OnlyFans woman, a stripper, an escort, a porn star, she may be accessible to a certain group of people. Yeah, certain. So if one of us niggas on this live was that type of nigga, then she might go quick. If the nigga got what she liked to see on his page, maybe standing on yachts, going to nice dinners, or showing certain things that she thinks is a tribute, she probably will DM back. Now, certain niggas ain't gonna get the response back unless they come straight with some money. Like, I'm trying to spend $1,000. How much is to book you? If he were to come in, how much is to book you? Most niggas probably will get a response. Maybe not right away, because that bitch got so many people DMing, she got to get through the filter. But when she get to it, maybe 3-4 days, she'll probably DM back. If he say, what's your rates to book? How much to book you? Because that's how you talk to them.
Man,
how
can
much
y'all
to book
please subscribe to my bitch Katia Meeks, man, please.
Nah, she ugly, fam.
I'll accept
man,
that.
she Japanese.
I'm just talking shit, bro.
It's not
I'll
hard
accept
to
that,
get.
Bill.
It's
I'll
not
accept
hard
that
to
because
get.
guess what? Hold on. What I'm saying is, hold on, let me respond to him. I'll accept that, Bill, because what I'm hearing from you is it's not just
everybody is accessible to it, right? And I'll take that, because when we say something's easy, or when we get to derogatorily talking about something, oh yeah, no, I wouldn't like that because the bitches is easy, this and this and that. Put in the fucking the easy for a certain person, right? And maybe that might not be you. I mean, that might be not be everybody, right? But to talk about them like, oh yeah, no, just anybody can have them. Ugh, I don't want to touch them. I think that that's like childish. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I
Which
think
is
men just don't. Men value what's exclusive when they think about what they want to marry. So it's just like everybody can't get it, but there is a large quantity of people that can, if you are to subjecting yourself for $1 bill, like even a girl, and I live in LA, on Fig or Western, the women ain't letting everybody get no coochie. So if you don't have no money, you're not getting no coochie. Maybe if you got a good mouthpiece, you can get some coochie, but if you don't have a good mouthpiece or no money, you may not get the coochie. So everybody didn't get it, but that didn't mean that that day she didn't turn 100 tricks, that she didn't fuck 100 niggas, that she didn't. So yeah, everybody might not be able to get something. That don't mean that shit ain't already ran through, that it ain't already like the rubber band about the bust. Niggas, for their wife, men historically have been the same. They want something of exclusivity, like a go-yard bag, some shit that everybody down the street ain't walking with unless you're in a highly wealthy area. They don't want no shit that everybody got.
Hey, Bill, what side of LA you on, Bill?
Real quick.
I'm over towards the valley.
All right, I'm in the Overhills, bro. Neighborhood.
Hey, I'm gonna
Yes,
say this
sir.
real
All right,
quick.
I'm 3 hours away from all of y'all. I'm in San Diego. But listen,
I'm gonna say this real quickly. What Bill said was the truth. Like, hoes got to choose you, but guess what? Women choose too. You know what I'm saying? Well, all women will choose the man that they like. You know what I'm saying? That's just number one. You know what I'm saying? Then number two, as far as men only chasing, you know what I'm saying, what they like because of physical appearance, you know what I'm saying? Because what's the other reason that you really fucking with it for? There other than our physical appearance, but she's attractive.
Facts, right? No,
you know what I'm
but,
saying?
But listen, right?
Go ahead.
This whole idea we don't want something that somebody else had. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe there's some sneakerheads in here, right? If there's a certain pair of sneakers, right? There's a certain pair of Jordans come out. You don't catch that, but then you find them being resold and they at a good price. Niggas just gonna go buy it.
Let me get
right?
them
And they're gonna
out.
put their shoe in that same shoe. Somebody else might have had fungus, all type of funky ass feet. You never know. It could just got cleaned, right? But niggas will go buy that. And niggas will wear those. Hold on. Niggas will wear those Jordans proud, like, hey, I got these, and they was on another nigga feet. All right.
Or wait
so
for the
when we
next
say
one to come out.
value, when we, I mean,
Not every nigga do that though. Even a sneaker, I collect sneakers. I never buy used sneakers.
I'm not saying it's absolute though, right? But again, I'm just trying to bring the attention back to this, right? When niggas talk about, oh, the OnlyFans model is so low, so beneath, that shit is cap. Let's just be honest, it's cap.
Why do you not like the way that other people perceive it? Like everybody had their way of seeing something. Somebody can look at a drug dealer and think he just come on earth. Like that person not wrong for their perspective because they based it on some type of facts, reason, and logic behind why they see it.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
Historically, even since the Bible, they've been called harlots. Nobody has ever highly appraised women who profited from their sexual. Nobody has ever praised them. So I don't know why in 2024, like, we gotta reprogram society to think different. Like, let them hoes do what they do, but we still can see them where they at.
Man.
The thing is, right? It's not like trying to change nobody's perception or nothing like that. It's just really like calling out the hypocrisy, right? You know what I mean? Like calling out the just the dumbass part of it. Like we're gonna really sit here and be like, oh, that's lower than me. Oh,
Yes.
I can't touch it.
Yes.
But if you had the chance to touch it, you would. Like 9 times out of 10.
Hey, that's why I told you, Jay, I date that thing, though.
Because it can be accessible by money. If look, you're saying I've been like listening. You're saying like, okay, well, the OnlyFans model, she only gives access to people who have money. There's a lot of people who have money out there. So if people have money, they have access to that OnlyFans model. But some people they want a woman with integrity. Well, the only way you can get access to her if you're a man of integrity. It doesn't matter how much money you have, or it depends on the type of integrity that you have. That's how you can gain access to a certain type of woman. Like,
I got you.
I got you, right? And I heard you completely the first time, right? Integrity has nothing to do. Like I said, that's why I asked earlier. Is it just because they have the OnlyFans, and it's like all the OnlyFans makes it like if she's naked on there, she's doing what? Like you have access. Everybody can have access. Yeah, if you pay. But then when you pay, you don't get physical access. You just get that virtual access. So you got to beat your meat. Congratulations. I'm actually fucking her. I'm actually getting the feeling of the head and all that. They don't matter. You paid that $10.99. Thank you so much. You helped us out. You see what I'm saying? It's like crucifying. Hold on. It's like crucifying. Hold on. It's like crucifying. Oh, because she has OnlyFans. But like, come on now. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, if niggas really had a chance, they would. All right. 10 times out of 10, you hit something away.
We're saying they were what? They would just fuck. They would just fuck her. They wouldn't get in a relationship with her.
Man, you capping. You know some of these niggas will get in a relationship after they smash. Come on, man. That's not capping.
Because some men have no integrity.
Wait. That's not even a conversation because my man said integrity. Like the OnlyFans means she doesn't have integrity. He doesn't. Like, come on now, we're not gonna talk about marriage. We're not gonna talk about the relationship, all of that. My man just said she doesn't have the integrity. What you mean? She doesn't have integrity, and the only person that's fucking is her real life person. Not everybody that subscribes to the OnlyFans.
I mean, if you want to date OnlyFans women, bro, there's nothing wrong with your preference, bro. The dude, no jumping Adam 21, his woman and him do porn together and think that that's their relationship, they think. But you can't tell other men that they wrong for their standards and their views and how they view them people. Like, it's just like, fuck. Like some men, we don't see it like that. Yeah, we'll fuck them.
Man, if she on OnlyFans, she fucking, man. I don't care what y'all telling me. She got multiple partners. I don't give a damn if she a swimsuit model.
So can I ask you a question, Jay? Hypothetically speaking, let's say you have a daughter. Would you want her to be on OnlyFans?
Man, hell no.
Man, don't ask that nigga that. He gonna tell you that something crazy.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If you was in the
because that's the thing, and it's you can all like sometimes we ask men certain questions if their daughters would do, and we ask also women certain things if they would want their son to do. So I remember I was on a stage one time, and a man asked, "Would you want your son to date a woman like you?" And I swear to God, the woman said no. Right. Because sometimes you'll have talking points that you don't really necessarily apply to your own personal life.
I'll say this too. And since you would have asked that question, that's a very good question. When if I had a daughter, if I want my daughter to be on OnlyFans page, especially if I'm coming from a lifestyle, I might not want to, but I accept the fact that she is because look what I'll put her into. Look how she was raised. What I'll put in, the kind of environment that I put her in. So I have to accept that she might become that. It's just like if me, it's like if you were selling dope to my auntie and I'm pimping on your sister, how can you get mad at me and how can I get mad at you?
Of course, I agree with that.
That's why we have to be
that environment, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, we got to be honest with ourselves.
That's the key thing right there, honest.
I'm honest with myself. It's like if I'm living a pimping lifestyle and I got a daughter, I'm out here making baby. I made a daughter and I got her around with hoes and I'm pimping this, that, third. And she said, "Daddy, hey, I gotta be realistic. Like this is what I've done. So I have to step in and it will fuck me up. But guess what? I gotta be accountable for that. Look what I raised my daughter around hoes and her daddy was a goddamn pimp."
I mean, that's why sometimes
you ain't no liar, Ryan. You not a liar.
Exactly. What we present to our children, right? That's why I try to stop being as violent as I once was because I didn't want my children to see that as normal. But I know this dude from my city, right? He was praised for being like a little gang leader, a drug dealer, everything, right? So he went to prison for like 10 years. Prior to, he had children. So when he got out, his children was chasing the lifestyle that they knew of their father. When he got out, his kids were full-fledged little gangsters, drug dealers, little hood niggas. When he got out, it wasn't much he could say to them because they was doing exactly what he was doing and they was already too far gone. They was 14, 15, 16, 17, like they was up there already. So the nigga was out maybe about 2 years. In the 2 years he was out, one of his sons, he ended up going back and forth to jail a few times, and one of his sons got his ass whacked because he went and robbed the dice game. So the same thing with the OnlyFans woman or the pimp with the kids. It's like them consequences, you gotta think about that shit ahead of time to avoid it because it will become contradictory because your children don't listen to what you say, they watch what you do. So we're not gonna be perfect, but if you're doing something all the way over the red line, shit, it will come back real hard and hit your ass in the end because that man that everybody respected as a gangster and drug dealer, when I see that man, I look at him as a failure. Cause I say, gee, your children died because they followed the leadership you gave them. And if your daughter ended up being a prostitute and a whore, or your son ended up being a pimp and going to prison and tearing her Indiana for sex trafficking and for life, you gotta look like, damn, G, did I make the right choices for this instant gratification that gave me delayed problems?
Hey, but the problem in the game is people don't accept those consequences that come. So when they do, if like the dudes that commit crimes out here, and then they get locked up, and then they tell on their comrades and all that, it's like, bro, you got to accept what come with the game, and that's the problem. Is because people playing both sides. When a woman get found out to be a hoe, oh, I ain't a hoe. I was just. You got to accept it for what it is. If you drug dealing and you get called out for being a drug dealer, accept it.
1 minute and you read that down. You see that?
Don't hide behind it because what you're doing is causing confusion. And we don't know how to, like somebody said earlier, is discern it, right? But if you standing on business, I can say, all right, bro over there is a drug dealer, bro. But he ain't playing a motherfucking professor in the day with a drug dealer or a pimp at night, or he not like the pastor in the church that's out here motherfucking pimping on the congregation in the name of Jesus. So you gotta really you gotta pick a side and stay on that motherfucker. And
Man, I don't think the world's so black and white like that, though, man. It's a lot of variables in that.
Yeah, you're right, knowledge, and that's where the danger comes into play because it's like, bro, that's where you can click it on and off, and you're not really a solid. What I was into prior, before I met them, they probably would be like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? But when a person don't know who you is, and they're more prone to fucking with you until they find you out, and that's where the game is with the OnlyFans situation, because you could be with a chick not knowing she on OnlyFans, and when you find out, it's like, damn, why you ain't tell me up front? Because if you honest with it, then I could be like, all right, yeah. That's why I said I date an OnlyFans model. If she tell me, yeah, I'm an OnlyFans model, I can fuck with that because she ain't lying. I can't fuck with a bitch that's saying, oh shit, yeah, I'm a faithful woman, I'm a mother or two, and this and that. But then when I see you at goddamn Heaven strip club somewhere, I'm like, damn, bitch, didn't you just say you was this and that? So it's like you got to clear that shit up, man, and that's where the danger is, man. But I could date an OnlyFans model if she say she an OnlyFans model. I mean, but I ain't really into dating anyway because I understand what it's about. But to each their own, man.
Yeah, I fuck with that, Stay. I fuck with that. The way you explain that, I fuck with that, brother. Man, that's all I was trying to get to. Like, you know what I'm saying? But see, you have more of an explanation than just like, oh, okay, she's on OnlyFans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just being real because I know, man, my sister-in-law, she a school teacher. She invited all her school teacher friends and all that to her party. Do you not know these women was drunk, high off weed, twerking their ass to Sexy Red? But that following Monday, they teaching goddamn grammar lessons in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. So it's like, bro, I know the real. It's just that, the faking it to make it shit is at an all-time high right now, to where it's like, people playing both sides. And I ain't saying that just because they enjoying themselves, this and that, but let them be around some other colleagues that don't know. They be like, oh, what the fuck? We never knew. So it's like, it's all cool till you get found out, man. That's why you gotta accept responsibility. And Belt spoke about Terry Hutt feds and shit. That's one of the things they gonna make your ass do is accept responsibility for what the fuck you did. You know what I'm talking about? Because as soon as you accept it, you can grow on from there. But if you like playing victim, I'm only doing this for this or this and that, bruh, come on now, man. Stop playing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You doing it for more than just the little money and shit. You enjoy the attention. You enjoy the fact that you got hella niggas in your orbit. You can call them. I mean, it's plenty of reasons. Just like a nigga that's a Mac, or a nigga that's a pimp, or a player, or a man that's a one woman man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, be real, bro. Stop all the foolery. And I see Shy, old fine ass. I can say that because I'm a man. I see Black with that hair on her head. I can say that I like natural hair. But you know, I could be real on this motherfucking clubhouse and then get off this motherfucker, go outside and be real again. So it's just like, bruh, we got to stop the bullshit, man. I mean, Cheater spoke on it. Cheater spoke on it. A lot of y'all bright minds. That's why I come on here, because it's like, damn, I'm gonna learn something, and I'm also, you know, get to laughing and shit. But you know, with the OnlyFans, if she a model, that's cool. But a lot of days, these OnlyFans models, you know, they coming with more than just swimming lessons or a cooking lesson.
Man, I think we gotta focus more, man. How we men can elevate to get the options we really want, so we ain't gotta be worried about the one we don't.
Boy, you don't want to start that conversation, Bill. You already know what I'm gonna say.
I do want to start that conversation. It could be positive and productive for us until things like that we can improve ourselves. Like a lot of men don't know about, you know, simply going to get their hair cut, improving their hygiene, getting their teeth together, conversation skills, reading books. You know, that's why niggas in prison, men in prison, right, intellectually have more skills than most free men, because they have to know how to work that pen and paper and that telephone. So while they're in there, they're reading books like The Art of Charm and The Art of Seduction and 48 Laws of Power and How to Win Friends and Influence Powerful People and Iceberg Slim. They're reading books to improve their vernacular so they can talk to people and get the results that they want, and not be so much because they don't have the physical element to depend on so much. They don't have the money play to use so much. So they gotta learn how to use their mind frame. They have the money, because they're gonna find somebody to put some money in their hand, or they're gonna go get a job, and then they got all the
You know, they also have the time, you know, to work on their comprehensive skills. They read, you know, skills and vocabulary, all that. So they had the time to do that as well. So they use their time wisely, because it's a few cats that's in prison. They don't use their time wisely, so they come out just as dumb as they went in.
I mean, but that's the same thing out here in regular life, right? We all got 24 hours to do something, but some of us is spending that time bullshitting and not taking it seriously, right? And they falling behind. Some of us, and like, you know what I'm saying? You know, not to toot my own horn, but you know, I'm talking with y'all right now, and I go look at my portfolio and we up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just all about utilizing your time the right way, and like Bill said, getting into these books. Because even if you can't go to school, just getting you a book and diving into that book, spending all your time really trying to understand what the fuck they talk about, the points, and applying it to life, so you can really, you know, associate and it's an R word, I can't come up with it right now, but you know, connect with it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know,
I get what you saying.
Hey, what do y'all call this right here? Like, you know, when we be on Instagram, we call it going live. What is it called on this? Like, when we on this, what is this called? Like this room, what would you call this? Like a chat panel? What is this called?
The audio room.
It's audio room. So I was in the audio room yesterday, right, with these people, right? So the one brother was on there crying, not crying. He was expressing himself in a sad way about how he couldn't get finances for a business or something like that, right? So I got to talking to them, recommending them books and things and ways to tell them about LLCs and S corps and ways to get this stuff together. But them niggas did not want to read no books. Them niggas say, read books, Audible. Nigga, what I'm gonna do that for? I said, y'all don't like y'all predicament y'all in right now, right? I said, so don't you think you need to reprogram your computer? And it was so fascinating to see that motherfuckers don't want to educate themselves in no form or fashion, but they wonder why they get the same results over and over again. It's just like men. You know, the men that do come on social media are women that complain about relationship stuff, right? I barely ever hear them telling me what they're doing to try the outcome of their circumstances.
Hey, that's real, bro. Because it's like this, man. Like I'm gonna speak for me, bro. I know how to fish. I know how to hunt. I know how to do all kind of shit, build houses, all kind of shit. Do I do that for a living? No. But just that skill alone and that knowledge alone is gonna catapult me to more success, more life, because nigga, I know how to survive in this wild. So that's the thing, right? Motherfuckers ain't trying to And they say if you put in if you get the easiest way to hide something from a man or a black man is to put it in a book. That shit. And that's facts, my nigga. Because niggas ain't really trying to read nothing. Niggas don't even read the back of the nutritional facts on what they about to eat. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, but knowledge is power, bro. And once you apply it, you be that nigga, man. And I'm in a situation, motherfuckers don't even know what I've been through, but it's like, damn, bro, you went through that. How you get to that? Cause I was fucking reading, nigga. Cause I was applying that shit I was hearing. And then when I got in a better situation, shit. Now I'm in this neighborhood that I've always dreamed of. Now it's just things that change once you apply it. And I'm dead on that what you said, Belt, man, cause but I don't know who the responsibility is on. Is it on us as the older crowd to give it to them, or what? You know, cause
No, listen. It ain't on nobody. Cause I'm gonna tell you this right. A person seeking information will find information. You don't have to even knock on their door with this shit. Like when I didn't know much and I didn't have much, I went looking for it high and low. Rather that was shaking every video on YouTube I could, going to the library to get a book. Asking niggas in my barber chair, hey man, what books you was reading when you was in jail? Or what you was listening to? Watching documentaries all day. I done watched some good shit, some bad shit, because I was looking through all of that shit just trying to find the motherfucking answer. So, a person looking will find. A person not looking, no matter what you put in it. If I'm not looking, you ever had somebody come to you to vent about their issues, but they're not looking for advice? So when you start to use for information, but shit, you ain't got to shit, because at the end of the day, shit, sometimes we waste our energy